The Chicago Bears are back, fellas. Training camp kicked off with the first practice today. Report day was yesterday. We're gonna talk about report day, some of those press conferences we heard. Then we're gonna talk about what we seen and heard that was reported on the field today. All that and a lot more Bears talk right after this. The Black Bear Podcast is back on a Wednesday. Like we told y'all last week, we will be doing 2 shows a week now. One weekday show on Wednesdays and then a Sunday show like we've been doing. Look, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, The Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces. I'm your host, Mark Robb, with my co-hosts in the building with me, OG Ronnie B. To the right of me, Chef West back at the bottom of the map. I wasn't even looking at that too closely. We could have arranged some furniture around or something.
We good.
And get it back. It was a little different looking like that. How y'all boys feeling?
Feeling good today. Feeling good. Chicago Bears, baby.
I'm solid.
Them boys back on the field. Them boys is back on the field. Before they hit the field, they talked a lot yesterday for report day, and there was some interesting things said. So we're just gonna talk about some of the takeaways we had from the press conferences and what we've been hearing. Look, like I always tell y'all out there, we don't see the practices. We're not in that press room with the Bears beat reporters. So all we can go off of is what we're hearing on Twitter, Facebook, or wherever you get your Bears news, and piece it together and try to make sense of it. That's what and give our opinions on it. We're not here to try to act like we've seen this shit firsthand. But we got a lot of football knowledge between the three of us, and we can make out bullshit when we see bullshit. So look, I'm gonna kick it off. We're gonna start with Ben Johnson, and we're gonna start at report day and what he had to say in his press conference, because I think his press conference is a little bit more interesting than Caleb Williams was. Caleb kind of just went out there and Caleb, but we actually got a little bit from Ben. One of the things I wanted to talk about first was, and Caleb actually said the same thing. Caleb and Ben were in lockstep with some of the things they were saying. We talked about expectations for Caleb Williams, fellas. We literally just did an episode about that. I came in here and I was not willing to go to 4K or even 30 touchdowns or even 70% completion percentage. Wes,
I ain't say 70%, but
now you ain't say 70, but you was right.
I was in lockstep. Hey, look, I got my sources.
4K. Why not? Fuck it. You got Loveland, Cole, Luther, DJ, Ron, all these weapons. The old and the new O line. Why not? And I've been seeing that. We had some people comment on the video, that exact video, and say like, there's no reason he shouldn't throw for 4K. And I would just chalked it up to, look, I feel like the running game gonna be better. You know what I mean? But when Caleb says it, and Ben Ben didn't say 4,000. He said 70% completion percentage. And that was the more important thing for me, because I didn't say 70, but I that was the most important thing. From 62, Caleb had to go to at least, what I say, 66, 67.
Yeah.
I want to say something like that, because look, I can defend Caleb with his passing yards, 35, 41. I can defend him with his 20 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. But when I look at his completion percentage from last season, that is one area where I can say, dude, you that was bad. That was not good. You know what I mean? Y'all know I defend him. I'll defend Caleb against anybody. But 62% is not good enough. Not even close. Where he was, the group he was in when it came to yards, passing yards, and passing touchdowns, he was not, and he wasn't near any of those dudes when it came to completion percentage. So I thought that was interesting that Ben Johnson came out and said that's what they expect. But Ben admitted, though, Ben admitted that's a lofty goal. That shit ain't easy. I got some names of some of the guys who actually threw 70% last year. and then I'll let one of y'all take it away and just give y'all thoughts on that. Geno Smith, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, and Tua. That's it. And look, these are dudes who played at least 11 games. Not, you came in because then you got some dudes who came in for 2 games or 1 game and they did throw 70%. But the starter dudes who played most of the goddamn season. 4 dudes: Geno Smith, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, and Tua. That shit, but that goes to what I was saying last week, fellas. 4,000. It's not many quarterbacks that actually did that shit. 30 touchdowns. It's not many that actually did that. So, what's your thoughts on Caleb and Ben saying, "Look, 70%, 70%. That's what I want to do."
I mean, Ronnie, I'm at the bottom this time, Ronnie. You
okay. You want to do it? Okay, we in order. Okay. So yeah, the 70. Well, Caleb said, what was Caleb's goals? He wanted 4,000, 30 touchdowns, and then the 70% was what Caleb was saying.
Yep.
All of that is achievable. The 70% is probably the one that I worry about the most of the 3, to be honest. I think he could get the 4,000 because he does have the weapons now. And the line, he's going to have more time. So that's possible. The 70%, that is just, I don't know. That's just very difficult. I looked at the same thing. I looked at the same thing you looked at, Mark. I was looking at the NFL stats for all the quarterbacks, and I seen that too. There was only a handful that got to 70%. But I don't know. I say no on that number, but I do think that he can get it up to at least 65, 66, 68 or so would be nice.
I about to say 65 is still a little low for me.
Yeah, it is.
65.
It is, but it's still an improvement. But yeah, it'll be very difficult for sure, bro. No doubt.
Because what it showed me, and I don't want to cut you off, Wes, because I know you're gonna jump in there. But what it showed me, that completion percentage is you are getting the ball out and you are hitting your targets, whether it's 5 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards. But what we talking about? Everybody say he hold the ball too long. Take these sacks, get the ball out, get the ball in your running back hands, and let him do the rest. Let Luther do the dirty work after you threw him a 3-yard slant route or whatever it was.
Right.
High expectations. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at anybody that got high expectations for this number 1 overall pick. This, which I dispelled. I went against this generational talent. I didn't agree with that, but that's the thing that they tagging him with. So, but go ahead, Wes. High expectations. I love the high expectations.
I mean, I assumed he was gonna say that. I mean, if you heard what I said last week about what I expected from him, the 70 sounds about solid. And I get it, and I know it's hard. But for me, I seen what he did last season, and I seen how he did it, and I seen where he could have got that 70% in. Like you was talking about, Mark Rob, about getting the ball out early, hitting people while they open, taking the duck down. Like a lot of that 62% he got was almost the second half of the season. Because remember, like the first month and a half, the first quarter and a half of our games, was offensively not productive at all. We didn't end up with like really any positive yards. So if you, like I said, when I came with the 4K and all that kind of stuff, if he complete, more passes during that time, because a lot of that was, him being sacked or him, getting a little antsy, not hitting his targets, missing open people. And I'm not saying like, go out there and, first quarter score 28, or nothing like that. But if you productive the first, he even said it in his press conference, like going out there every series, being productive, hitting the numbers and get down and scoring as much as possible on every drive. And if it's the touchdowns is what I would say, like, I'll probably lean back to more of a 28, if not 30, 27, maybe if not 30, because of what you said as well. The run game is going to be better. And if he's completing passes, we're going to be getting downfield. once we start getting in that red zone and all that to prevent him from, making those mistakes, throwing those incompletions, having to throw the ball away because the field is so short, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
that coverage is just is there, and that that pressure is kind of coming. You got to throw one away. That's dropping your percentage. At that point, that's when that run game gonna come in. And like I said, I mean, all off season, I've seen all the videos and clips of even this practices and the ones before and rookie camps and all that. And the most videos I've seen so far when it comes to actual coaching on the field and all that is Eric Bieniemy. I can't tell you how many times I don't seen Eric Bieniemy come across my phone, every platform, every clip of him, yelling at Kyle, or getting those guys ready, or you see him running over the pads and doing the fast feet drills and all this other kind of stuff. I think like I said, once we get within 25 yards, I think that's when that run game going to actually be in there. I think Caleb going to get a lot of his yards before we get to the red zone. If not, some big plays outside. Like, obviously, I do expect him to throw some in the red zone as well. And like I said, I think he's going to make up a lot of that. What people were saying he can. I mean, 35, he had 3,500. So why not 5 more hundred? Like I said, if he had 100 more yards in the first half of the first 6 weeks of last season, he would have been closer to 4,000 already.
What pissed me off, and I was talking about this last week, is not really pissed me off, but I seen it when I watched other teams. They get in that red zone, and not even just the red zone. They get within that 5-yard line, 6-yard line, and they throw it 3 times, or they'll run it once and then throw it the rest. We would pound it. We didn't. I don't know if they trusted Caleb or we were just desperate for fucking points. But a lot of them touchdowns is easy because Rojo had like 6 touchdowns. He had like 6, 7 touchdowns with only like 300 rushing yards. You know what I mean? He was in pay dirt. He was hitting pay dirt. But a lot of quarterbacks like Jared Goff and Joe Burrow and these other dudes, they giving that touchdown to their quarterback. They're absolutely doing that, and it's all circumstance. So I'm glad. Look, high expectations. This my boy. You know that, Wes, but hold him to a high standard. Absolutely. Yeah. I ain't gonna don't duck no smoke. And Caleb ain't ducking smoke. He said that when he came here. He ain't ducking it. 70% is very, especially based on how rough it may be for them.
I mean, it was rough for Burrows. Burrows was still slinging that thing. He didn't care. He said, you know what? Push come to shove. I'm gonna throw it to Chase. I'm gonna throw it to Higgins. They'll do it. I'm gonna get it close enough and get it in their orbit. It'll come crashing down. So
Caleb still has to establish that guy for himself. Who he's gonna have that guy be?
Who is that? He got to establish
who he's gonna trust the most. Like when you're in panic mode, what direction can I throw it, and who's gonna go get it? They ain't established that yet. He's young. He'll figure it out.
Let's back up for a second, and that's my bad because I was trying to go through down the order operations. Head coach, QB, DC, or whatever. Whoever else. We should have started with Ryan Poles because he spoke for 3 minutes. Actually, he spoke for 3 minutes. And actually, if I can, because that's not too long, I might just play that straight from the You Dig, but because he said some shit in there. One of them being what you was talking about. What you call him? What did you call him? What did you call him? I don't know. Braxton Jones.
I said Braxton's backs.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was talking about him, and I told you, I didn't think he was going to be back or ready for training camp. Let me pull this up.
I mean, good that he ready. Good that he got that work ethic, all that. Put it on the field. I do. Why you trying to pull it up? I do want to say something.
Yeah.
I'm so fed up with Ryan Poles at this point. Cause
what do you do?
I forgot what it was. I read something somewhere, or a clip, or I don't know. It came across my world. He said something to the fact of that if he didn't take Caleb Williams, his
I knew it.
next favorite quarterback was JJ McCarthy.
Oh, okay. I'm glad I've been seeing that around
I
on Twitter, and I didn't see
yeah,
that.
look, I saw the quote on there. It was like some people quoted it, but it quoted from an article. He was on the radio and he said something like that. He really liked it, JJ McCarthy. And
I
me
know.
personally, I don't care. I don't care if you did lie. Just lie. You ain't have to say it. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody asked you. You could
Yeah.
have said. You could have said if I didn't take Caleb, it was a lot of other candidates like Jay Daniels, Bo Nix, and JJ McCarthy. Like you could have put them in. You could have left Drake May out or left I mean, you could, so you could have left somebody out instead of saying that nonsense. Knowing, I don't know, it gives me the Jerry Jones heebie-jeebies. Like you're just saying stuff so people can hear you talk, and it just it.
Look, Wes. Look, I mentioned this. I said this, and I get into it because my lady, she loves Justin, and I said it. If it wasn't Caleb, it wasn't going to be Justin. That was my thing. It wasn't just this Caleb versus Justin. If it wasn't Caleb, he was going to take one of these quarterbacks, one of these other quarterbacks. And I'm saying that, and I get into it with people all the time because they don't believe it, but trust me, it wasn't about Caleb. It was about Ryan Poles wanting to take a swing on his own guy. You know what I mean? Draft his own guy instead of hitching his wagon to a dude he inherited. Now you inherit Lamar Jackson or something, you know what I'm saying? Something you're gonna be fine with that, but I didn't see that though. I wish I got to see that. I'm glad you brought that up because that's actually pretty good.
I wish I didn't hear that. I'll find. Maybe we can find a clip of him saying, or maybe I can find an
I
article.
seen it too, bro. And I was wondering when I was reading it, I was like, "What the hell is he talking about? Why
Like,
would you even bring that up at this point? Leave that
would you
alone."
say that? Why are you talking about
JJ
Especially
McCarthy.
JJ, like he's even in the
Yeah.
ballpark with Caleb, as far as I'm concerned. It's not even close.
Same thing with Caleb and him with mentioning the Vikings, how he wanted to go to
Yeah,
the Vikings and everything.
right.
Kind of the same thing. I mean, same team for sure. So
And I was like,
No,
"What were we gonna do? Swap with them?"
no. I get why Caleb said he wanted to go to the Vikings.
but
I
Oh,
that
get
yeah.
Ryan Poles shit,
but
that's different.
that's I mean, especially over Jaden Daniels, over Drake May, like
Mm.
over Justin Fields, over God, oh man, like
All right, let's see. Look, let's see if this plays. If it don't play, we're gonna scrap it and we're gonna talk about it. Well, it's a quick one, so I thought, like, why not play it? Video credits to the Chicago Bears, of course.
All right, it's good to see everyone. Hope everyone had a good break and got their energy back for this season. First, I want to start off by thanking our crew who set up Hallis Hall on our campus. They did a great job, especially Ken Rock and his group. Fields look great. I know a lot of time goes into that, so I appreciate everyone that set it up. Get our fans back on campus. I know our coaches, our players, everyone's excited to get our fans going and get that energy up for training camp. What I want to do today, just hit some house cleaning items in terms of designations that we got going on, a few signings. Hit that first, and then I'm going to pass it to Ben to open and talk about training camp. So NFI, Jalen Johnson, he started on NFI there. When he was training, he had a leg injury. I'm not going to get into details of that. It is going to take a few weeks.
Can y'all boys hear him?
Before he can come back.
Yeah.
We got a lot of faith that he's going to put in the time to rehab and be his full self when he comes back. I'm sure we'll have updates as we go through training camp. But it's going to take a little bit of time, but not overly concerned about long term. Three other guys, Case Keenum, that was just about a day. He had a little soft tissue deal. We wanted to be cautious about that. Make sure he was good. We did. Took him off just a day later, so he's good to go. And then Jade Walker and Ian Wheeler were the other two. Real minor. They're actually to come off now in the next few minutes. They'll be off of NFI as well. So we're in pretty good shape. Just want to say I'm proud of the guys that had previous injuries coming off of last year. To name a few, Braxton and Colston. Those guys put in a ton of work alongside our trainers, Andre Tucker, Pierre, Brent Salazar, to return and be ready to go for training camp. So we're excited to get those guys back going again. I'm sure there's going to be a ramp-up period. They haven't played football in a while, but really they're ready to go and knock that rust off and get going. As you always know, we'll bring in guys to work out. We're always looking to add competition to our roster. We're also anticipating potential injuries and things like that. So we want to make sure our short list is good. Through that process, we just signed Tano Passino, defensive end, and we signed Trey Flowers, corner, to come in as well. So that should be coming through the wire here today. I think that's that. In terms of contract that came out while we were on break, as I've always said, I'm not going to get into details of that, but I am excited about the alignment and the stability that we have within our leadership group here.
Of course you're not.
I have an unbelievable group of people that support me, believe in me, work with me, that help drive what we're doing on our roster and on our football team. And that means a lot. Those people mean a lot to me. But my sole focus right now is supporting.
All right. Ryan Post. Look, actually, it was a little choppy, a little spotty, but it actually played better than it has played in a long time. So I thought I'd play that. Look, that was only 3 minutes, but he said some shit that Warren's being talked about. First of all, fellas, and I'll let one of y'all just give y'all initial thoughts on this. Jalen Johnson, NFI. Remember, it was like 4 dudes on there. All 3 of the other dudes dropped off. Kind of thought that was going to be the same thing with Jalen Johnson. He didn't drop off. He didn't. He actually said, we all just heard it, Jalen Johnson going to be out for a few weeks. How y'all feel about that? A few weeks?
Not good. Definitely not good. If he starts the season like that, he's gonna have to miss like 4 games. They said mandatory. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen with him. He's the only person that he talked about that even matters. To be honest, Case Keenum can limp around and show Caleb how to do his thing with a boot on it. That don't even matter. But yeah, Jalen Johnson, he's got to be ready. He's talking all this new contract shit. He better get his ass on the field.
Wes, thoughts? Jalen Johnson.
I was going with what Ronnie ended with. I don't know if it's really an injury or anything like that. I saw the clips and the pictures. I think it's kind of a let me talk and let me see. Is this the right time to poke my chest out to see if I can get a couple more dollars or something like that? See how they feel without me. See what the team do without me. And honestly, I don't think it's gonna be anything major. I don't think he not gonna start the season, even if it's just on a technicality. Take him off, let him play a game, kind of re-aggravated kind of story kind of thing can go on or something like that,
right?
Until they figure it out. I don't think it's that major of a deal, but like I said, they study adding depth. They, like I said, keeping a short list. I like, when he talked about bringing in some more veteran players, all that other kind of stuff, and being healthy. I mean, besides Jalen, so far everybody seems to be, ready to rock and roll, which we couldn't really say that much last offseason, especially at the Amagaji thing and all this other kind of stuff, and a couple of players that had injuries coming in to preseason. So I mean, that it is a good sign, but when it's he'll come back when he kind of ready kind of statement, that don't really scream, serious injury to me. It kind of screams more of he gonna take his time. He gonna be back. But like I said, it didn't say he didn't report. Nothing like that. It ain't like he in Florida like Trey or nothing like that. So I think we still in a good position. I'm not really truly too big on it.
Look, if you tuned in right now, hit that like button for us. Subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces. We go live twice a week, Wednesday nights and Sunday nights. Just talking Bears, man. Bears football. When the season starts, we'll do post game shows after each and every game, giving our thoughts. So look, find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So hit that like button for us. Help us grow a little bit. Look. I if he want if he it, two ways I can go with this. If he wanted some extra dollars, if that's what he's doing this for, which in my opinion, I don't think that's what it is. I think he's actually hurt. I think the injury's not serious, but I think it's real. If he wants some extra dollars, dude, kick rocks. What is you doing? You just had requested a trade because you wanted your money, and then Brian Post gave you your money. Now all these other dudes, now granted, all these other dudes is getting paid. And now what is he, like the sixth? No, he like the sixth or seventh highest paid corner now. Dude, who gives it was last season, right? Am I tripping?
They just did I think they got him ranked 8th overall.
8th overall. Like, dude, look, sorry.
Yeah,
Look, go put some work in. Get
Straight
through this
up.
deal. You still young. You got another big one coming. I'm not finna do this with you. If I was Ryan Poles, I wouldn't even answer his fucking phone calls. I'm not finna do this with you. I got a whole new coach here. I got to gel with my quarterback. I'm damn near on the chopping block next because my head coaches I've been hiring ain't been worth shit. No, Jalen, you the last of my worries right now, Jalen Johnson. Now, like I said at the beginning of that, I don't think it's that. I think he's hurt. And if he is hurt, that still pisses me off. Now, I can't be mad at the dude for being hurt. But goddamn. Can we catch a break? This is one of the most anticipated, dude. And shout out to my boy Chef West. He got me some training camp tickets. Them training camp tickets flew off the shelves in 5 minutes. This season is one of the most anticipated seasons since 2019, when we thought we was gonna come take the league by storm after that season. And Jalen Johnson ain't gonna be out there now. Jalen Johnson is a vet by now. He's mastered his craft. He know what he's doing. Am I worried Jalen Johnson gonna be behind when he does return to training camp? Because I don't think he's gonna take all the way to week 1. I think he'll be back by then. Preseason games don't even matter because I don't think they're gonna play too much in those either. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But come on, man. Like, can everything just be, you know what I mean? It's always something. It's always some bullshit. Like you said, OG Ronnie B, we didn't give a fuck about Case Keenum.
You're right.
No.
He was taking second team reps. He was the second team guy today, which I think him and Bajan gonna go back and forth. But I don't think it's about the money. He wants some more money. I'm sure he does, but I think he is injured. And it's like, God damn. I was cool with Braxton Jones, being a little late to the party. Not Jalen. I need Jalen to be out there because I don't know if y'all heard. What was the dude name? Nathan. What was his name? The dude that replaced. It wasn't Terrell Smith. It wasn't Terrell Smith who was taking Jalen Johnson's reps.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but yeah, they talked about that too. I forgot. I think Dennis Allen spoke on that one about him being out there. I wish it was Nathan Vasher, but that's not him.
When you said that, I was thinking that too. Number 31, man.
One Nathan Vasher, no, that one, not that Nathan. But I forgot his name. But my whole thing, because
keep going.
No, for me, it's like I said, I'm not saying he not injured or not hurt or not dealing with something.
Right.
I'm just saying that it's more to I don't know. It's, for me, it don't feel as serious as he'll come back when he's ready. Like if it was like okay, well, we know it's a soft tissue injury. It's he has some soft tissue stuff. He'll be back in a few days or so. Or we're projecting him back like end of next week. Like to me, it's hey, he called up and said, my leg hurt. I'll be there when I get there. That's how it felt to me. Like, all right, cool. We'll put you on the list. Fine. And then on top of, like I said, I saw up until that statement that he made came out about all the other defensive backs getting big bags and all that. And he said we're gonna have to renegotiate and all that.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. That's because I forgot what he was on. He was on some podcast or TV show, and they asked him, like, hey, you see, forgot who just got paid. There was a defensive back that just got paid number one. Every time somebody get a contract, they number one until somebody else get one. But
Always.
before that, it was him, it was Jaquan, it was Kyler. They was out there, they was putting in work. They was posting the videos. They was and it was even what his name was out there. One that Terrell Smith was out there with him or something too. I think was out there with him. So they was all out there. They was training, and it's like everybody else came back, but you you trained harder than them. Like I don't know. To me, it's more of a pump fake on JJ side of the situation to me. But like I said, I mean, it's kind of no news to me.
He did also say I think I might have seen the same interview that you saw, Wes. At the very end of it, he did say, like, I know I got to put this work in, but he was talking about getting that pay raise, that bump in the pay. But he was basically saying too, like, I know I got to do my work and I got to go out there and just stick to my guns and do what I do and just go play. So I think he knows that he's not going to get it. Even though he's talking about it, it's most likely if he puts in that work this year and we do something, he might be able to talk about it in the offseason. But during this season, no.
He said he had 7 interceptions to us this year, so I'm gonna be counting.
Is that what he said?
That's 5 more than he had last year.
That's what he said.
I can't find who the dude is, but I thought it was gonna be Terrell Smith. That's the only reason why I was even looking for his name. But like something Vaughn or something, but it wasn't Terrell Smith. Look, we got something going. You got a new defensive coordinator. Them dudes out there doing up downs during the offensive individual drills. You know what I mean? They out there building character right now. They out there getting accustomed to Dennis Allen. What did Dennis Allen say? I didn't even actually get a chance to look at Dennis Allen today. It was so busy for me. And
was it Nick McLeod?
Dennis Allen said you got to pay the
I don't
price.
think it was McLeod.
Dennis Allen said you got to pay the price. It is a privilege to play in this defense.
Yeah, like look, I don't know, but yeah, he said it's a privilege, like you said, Ronnie. It's a privilege, and shit, I want Jalen Johnson because believe it or not, he's, in my opinion, not believe it or not, in my opinion, he's sort of a diva like ish player. If you want to go, he's a hard worker that he put the work in. He's a dog, but shit, I mean, he the one who snapped on Eberflus. You know what I mean? He didn't. Let the front office come down and handle that. He the one who came out and start talking shit. Montez Sweat didn't do that. At least it ain't known that it was Jalen Johnson. That's one thing we can all agree on. We heard it was Jalen Johnson.
Yep.
So I want to see him out here doing up downs. See if he get pissed off that they doing up downs while the offense doing individual drills, and maybe we should be doing individual drills too. I want to see how he act with this new culture. Like you said, Ronnie B. Dennis Allen said it is a privilege to play in my defense. Grady Jarrett went up there in his press conference and he was preaching. And I'd like to think that would have been Jalen Johnson in his place. And if so, I'm glad they have, because Grady Jarrett is talking his shit. Like, he don't even do ramp up periods. What am I ramping up for? I'm trying. He said balls to the wall ASAP, right away. Hit the ground running and let's go. So with this new era of Chicago Bears football, we need to do shit differently. And look, I think he's actually hurt. I just wish he was out there to get his ass kicked in training camp. Let Dennis Allen work his ass. That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. Now, I have no ill will towards Jalen Johnson. That's my boy. So, but I love hard work. So, I wish he was out there. Y'all got any last thoughts on Jalen Johnson? We talk about this next dude that Brian Post had to speak on.
No, that's good. He done. I'm pretty sure this other dude finna be fast.
Yeah, I'm good.
Braxton Jones is healthy. Braxton Jones is healthy. To my surprise, he's healthy now. One reason a lot of people been saying Ozzy Trapillo, and Wes, I want to know what you think about this, especially because I don't know if you was one of these dudes, but one of the reasons Ozzy Trapillo, people putting him as a shoe in is because Braxton was gonna arrive late to camp. That's what I've been hearing. And I mean, people just like Ozzy Trapillo, but Karan is like, from what we saw from Karan, we just writing him off. But he here. Braxton is here. So I mean, now that Braxton is here, Wes and Ronnie B, do y'all feel like that Ozzy is still his position to lose? Like that's what I keep hearing. It's Ozzy's position to lose.
No, I don't think it was Ozzy's position to lose. I think it was more of I think Ozzy has a better chance of winning it probably than Karan. But
Okay.
I think that one of them should win that position. If one of them don't win that position, it's kind of like it's gonna be kind of one of those tags again to go back to fuel the Mark Rob Ryan Poe's conversation of that hot pocket up on his behind, that hot seat, that or what have you done, because you ain't done nothing really. If Karan don't beat out Braxton Jones, or if Ozzy can't beat out Braxton Jones, especially after him coming back off an injury, not really playing, all this other kind of stuff, then, or at least make it a conversation. Like hearing it like, hey, look, we can see Ozzy been so good, or Karan been so good. We've been swapping them out, letting them play some ones with the twos this off season, or even showing way better tape during even the preseason than Braxton, giving it like well, we going to week one like, man, Braxton Jones is PFF rated high, but Ozzy looked good and Karan looked good this offseason. Like, so the Bears got options, which that's at the end of the day what I kind of want to hear.
Yeah.
Simply because of kind of what happened last year with the whole Braxton Jones thing, and with the Billings things, and losing, like, next man up. Like you said, this Bears culture should be next man up. I think I don't know if it's Ben Johnson or Dennis Allen was saying it, but it's like we're or even Ryan Poe said about having that short list, because injuries do happen. Things happen. It's not it's football. It could happen. It could, and then it don't even have to be during a football play or action or something. It could be after action. Somebody fall on you the wrong way, especially in the trenches. Somebody fall on you the wrong way, step on you the wrong way. Your own teammate, try to get up, turn around, press down, and then that shows your knee going the wrong way. Things can happen. But I wanted to have that competition at that position for sure. And I think Ozzy, he had that mentality of like coming out like, hey, look, I don't care what position on the O-line I play. I just want to play. Well, then show me you want to play. Go up there and make it questionable. At least, if not, you really want to do extraordinary things and make me happy and beat both of them out. Had a rookie coming out there and having him beat out Karan and Braxton Jones.
Right. Ronnie, what thoughts on Braxton Jones being here? And
Braxton Jones, yeah, I think a lot of hype is around Ozzy right now for that position, and
it is.
I don't think it's his job yet to lose. I think it's more Braxton's to lose, and it's Ozzy's to win. I think the season will probably start off with Braxton. With Ozzy being a rookie, how often is he going to go up against number ones in the preseason? So I think it's still a tryout phase for him. They're still trying to see what can he do, what is he capable of. He's eventually going to get there, I believe, and I would like for him to be the guy. I really don't want to see Braxton Jones again, honestly, but I think they're going to, because he maybe has more experience, he's a veteran, they'll give him the nod to start the season, and it's going to be his job to lose, is how I feel about it. And I do agree with Wes. It's nice to have options. When was the last time we had options on the offensive line? Like, if you're stinking it up, we get the next guy up. Let's go. Get in there. Or injuries, the same thing. But yeah, I think that the hype is for Ozzy, but I unfortunately I think it's still Braxton Jones' job to lose.
Braxton Jones' job to lose. Braxton Jones' job to lose. I wasn't necessarily just super high on Ozzy, but if you gonna push Braxton Jones out, I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna help you push him out. Ben Johnson, I guess we can start transitioning to some of the stuff Ben Johnson was talking about. Ben Johnson was asked about this. He was asked about the left tackle position. I had the clip. I can't get it up, but he said that, look, they asked him. They asked Ben Johnson, is Braxton Jones basically is that his position to lose? Is Braxton Jones is it his? Is he a shoe in to win? And Ben Johnson said, "Hell no." Nah. He said, "Hell no," nah, but he said, "No." Right. I would think that his experience gives him an edge over Ozzy and Karan, but no, it's a clean slate. We started from the ground. Now, I don't care what he did before. Clearly, it wasn't good enough when I look at the numbers of how that O line was working. So, and I look at my quarterback and see he was sacked 68 times. Clearly, something was going on. So, no, we starting at ground zero, and this is gonna be a competition from the start. So, I really like that. I had the clip. I wish I could actually hear it from his words, but I can't get. For some reason, it's not loading up for me. But that right there, loved hearing it from him, because now let me know it's gonna be a competition. Another thing he did say about this left tackle spot, which we all know is gonna be a competition. He said it was the first time ever that he's had like a 3-man race for left tackle. Because normally, it's the starter versus the new dude or the backup or whoever. That's usually you got the 2 guys, and you just, okay, let me get him starting this day. He gonna start the next day, and you swapping them. He got 3 left tackles to cipher through, and he actually said it's his first time doing it. I had that clip as well, but it ain't working. But he said it's his first time doing that, so I think that's interesting. And I hope Ben Johnson picks the right one, because you don't have 3 starting left tackles there. There's not 3 starters on this in this left tackle group. So, we picked the right one, man. I don't want it to be Braxton. If Braxton is now, don't get me wrong, y'all. If Braxton is the guy, he got to play. You know what I mean? I'm going to look at the tape after week 1. I'm going to look at every single snap taken by Braxton Jones against the Minnesota Vikings. And if he does good, guess what? I'm going to come in here and say, look, hey, now he's improving. This and that. Wes, you funny, man. Look, but I'm serious. I'm serious. If I look, I'm gonna look at every clip, and if he doing his thing, man, I'm not gonna cap on his name. I'm not gonna dog the dude. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Wes? Talk to me.
So, no, it's just I don't know. I thought you would say something along the lines of like, all right, good job, Braxton Jones. Keep going, keep showing me you improving. You like, here you go. It's like a doggy treat. You finna get a dog the whole treat. He cracked it in half. Like, I'm gonna give you just a little. You don't even deserve it. Nah, it's like, what you gonna say week 17 if he was solid all week and he make the Pro Bowl? You gonna say he had started in left tackle or
my
what?
God. Hey, Wes, that's crazy you said that, because if he were to like all season, all 17,
play all 17 games, like a pressure to no sacks.
I would probably only be able. Dude, I don't even know what I would do. I don't even know what I would do, because that would be such a huge turnaround. Now, remember what I said last week though about Javon Dexter? How I said I don't think he's gonna. He's not ever. He's just not gonna be that player.
Right.
I don't feel like that about Braxton. I do think he's weak. He is who he is, but I do think he got a little bit more than. It's just he's playing my left tackle. He's protecting my quarterback's blind side. So I'm not about to grade you on a curve when that's your job, you know. So, but nah, if he do that for all 17 West, I don't know what
we're gonna have to break them down every week and come every Wednesday, week 1 through 18. So we're gonna do we're gonna do a Braxton's bag, 3 minutes of watching what Braxton did the Sunday before, and we'll let Mark Rob go ahead and narrate it.
All 17 from Braxton. That's impressive. But look, he's back. Braxton Jones is back. Ozzie Trapillo, I guess it ain't gonna be a walk in the park for him. It ain't gonna be a walk in the park for Braxton. From what I heard, he was moving pretty good on that busted ankle because he snapped that thing. Mm-hmm. He snapped that ankle last year, so he was moving pretty good on it.
That's impressive. I mean, he snapped his ankle when he showed up, you know, for reporting day. That's hard work right there. That's rehab, and that's being focused.
Absolutely.
If he can do that at the left tackle position with a solid interior that he ain't got to worry about falling all over the place, I don't know. I mean, he got all he got to do is worry about is doing his job. He ain't got to worry about the middle too much with those, you know, Pro Bowlers up in the middle of that line.
Like you said, he worked hard to get. That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight that's on that ankle. Look, it is. That's a lot of weight on that ankle, and to get back. From what I heard about that ankle was, I didn't think it was gonna happen, and he's back.
No, that's all Mark got at. I said the interior line is revamped with Pro Bowlers, and Braxton should have a chance to shine and do his job and not focus on the other weak links. Mark Rob's response, ladies and gentlemen, is good job for coming back from that injury and rehabbing it. That was good on you. I can't wait for the season, man. I can't
bring Jackson Jones up without West thinking it's a joke.
It's gonna be a fun season, especially when we I'm going to watch every snap he takes. What else? What else did Ryan Post say that we done with Ryan? Right? Go ahead. Now go ahead.
I was going to lead you into this one too, but he talked about his contract and how he wasn't going to talk about it really into much, and we thank a lot of people for getting him to where he at, and rightly so.
What did I say though? They don't talk about contracts. We don't. Right, so how did that shit? I'm still wondering how that shit got leaked like that. Somebody leaked. That's what I'm saying. Leaked. Somebody leaked it because they don't talk about contracts in that building. And it's weird that it came out like that. That don't happen like that. I'm telling you, it don't happen like that, bad.
Like I said, like when you said it, I thought in my mind, like the Bears are trying to like just tease people now. Now they're trying to. We doing everything a little bit different. We ain't gonna give them everything. We gonna give them the whole thing. We ain't gonna do hard knocks, but we gonna let y'all know some things, and we'll tell y'all the years, but not how much money. So.
One last thing before we continue, just stay with Ben Johnson and then go to Caleb.
Yeah.
And I guess this is kind of about Ben Johnson as well. He told us Braxton Jones was healthy. He told us Jalen Johnson was not there. He was injured. He's not going to be there. Right? He said Case Keenum was just a day on and a day off of the list. You know, he was telling us shit. Why the fuck did you not tell us Luther Burden was not going to be at practice? He conveniently left that out. Luther Burden, the dude that got the fully guaranteed contract on, Loveland. And then Luther, first time ever, Bears, obviously not just the Bears, but this happened all around the league. But fully guaranteed for a second round pick. And he's not at practice. The first practice, he's not there. You conveniently left that out. Ben Johnson didn't speak on it. And Ben Johnson didn't speak on it. And then today, from what I understand, there was no questions even asked. Like, where the fuck was Luther Burden? That's big, right? Am I tripping? Am I overdoing?
No, it's huge. Nope. Super huge.
Where he at? Because Remember when I told y'all fellas about that soft tissue injury they said he had? I thought it was just the contract thing because all the second rounders had that contract thing going on. Where the fuck was Luther Burden at?
I think it's funny how he was making all these videos showing how he's putting the work in and then don't show up the first day. What's that all about? You healthy enough to make videos, but you can't come practice?
What was he putting out?
I seen videos of him running routes and dropping. He was just running through cones and stuff, just running his little drills and stuff just by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he was recording it and putting it out. That's what I saw. So it's like if you're able to do that, you can't come to the facility and do something with the team. I'm just saying, I don't know what his deal is, but yeah, the soft tissue, maybe he re-aggravated it and it's sore.
Well, I looked it up and say that he has a hamstring injury.
Is it a hammy?
Yeah,
those ain't easy.
Hamstring
Those ain't
injury.
easy.
Who? The hammy? Is West froze?
I posted it on this. So, like I said, suspected a hamstring injury. So,
if it's a hammy, that sucks.
Yeah, he better sit down for a month straight. Not do nothing.
Yeah. What the?
Because those are so easy to re-aggravate.
Yeah, hell yeah. Especially when you the type of player he is.
Yeah, he's
that bet not
speed. That is huge.
That's gonna suck if that's the case. Wow. Fully guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed.
Get your money. Get paid. Get paid. I guess what y'all think about it then? What the Luther Burden or just them not telling us? Not you talking about them Lovely gonna be here, Braxton gonna be here, and you leave Luther out.
That just kind of tells me more of, they kind of focus like that. What is he, third on the depth chart? If that, I mean, with the other wide receivers that we still got, that the other returner, we got the guy from the Commanders still out there. Zacchaeus is, so I think him having an injury is not as big of a deal, given like the depth that they do have in their wide receiver room, given that he's third at probably best. I mean, you can even put Zacchaeus in front of him because he got some experience. The fact they didn't say it, they didn't put it on a list, it kind of bothers me. And the fact of you mustn't have a good answer for it. So that's why you didn't say it. It's probably somewhere towards more of a hamstring injury than a soft tissue injury. And you just don't want to have to backpedal in a week or two and say, oh yeah, he's back. He had a hamstring injury. He's back on the field though. Everything is healed. He's good. It's like, wait, what? You know what I mean? Like we'll have to come back and, look at it that way. But yeah, and then on top of it, like you said, I know it's the trend that's been happening across the league for second round picks this off season, which is cool. That's fine, but everybody got to deal with the scrutiny. You got to deal with the scrutiny too. So deal with it. You got to face it, and that's another thing that was an issue last season when we were going through those rough times and all that. Y'all was smiling in our face, telling us all, rabbits and sunshines and fucking cotton candy falling out assholes, and we could see that the house was on fire, and you said, "No, that's just Christmas lights." You're trying to feed us bullshit, and we ain't for that right now. So, yeah, that's the only reason I feel kind of like a little misled.
I need him out there. I need him out there. Look, again, if he's hurt, he's hurt. Tell us he's hurt so we can move on. Just like with Jalen Johnson told us he's hurt, so we can't do nothing about that. But I want to see him out there, especially how dynamic and explosive he's supposed to be for this offense. I want to see him out there. We struggling right now, which we about to talk about next. So go ahead, Ronnie.
Just real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the thing they should have addressed it. They know how important he is. He is the first player in NFL history, they said second rounder to be fully guaranteed, which means we're treating him almost like a first rounder. So to not tell us about a player of that caliber that's on our roster, if he is or is not going to be there, everybody's wondering because of the injury that he just had. I just think that's bad press. They should have told us something. Everybody's wondering. We all want to know. We want him out there. He has to be out there for us to be successful in the long run. He has to be. So get him on the field. Let's go. Get ready.
Big pick for us. Massive pick. I just don't know why y'all ain't tell us.
Yeah.
Why y'all ain't tell us, And we look out there wondering, we looking for the Caleb Luther Burden connection. Dude ain't even out there. So, but look, we won't dwell on it. Something gonna come out at some point. I'm pretty sure they practice tomorrow. Yeah, they definitely practice tomorrow. I'm pretty sure they gonna ask the Bears beat reporter's gonna ask them tomorrow. So we'll figure it out and see what's going on with them tomorrow. All right, so let's start talking about practice.
Practice?
Yeah.
Come on, Alan. Practice
numero fucking uno.
I had to do
2025 training camp. You say what, Wes?
I had to do it. Jaquan Brisker showed up in his AI jersey. I had to say the practice line. He showed up as the answer.
Did he?
Yeah. He posted it on that. Something like he said on Twitter. He's like, y'all got a question? And he showed a picture of him in his AI jersey. So I'm guessing he didn't answer.
Ball out, man. I hope Jaquan,
I think he don't know. I got the biggest faith in his words than most of the other people who saying they're gonna have.
Ain't that weird? I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you on that.
Cause he don't play.
He seemed like he take pride in what he say.
Mm-hmm.
He mean what he say. So
he plays hard, man. I like that dude too. He plays hard.
He's getting written off a lot because of his concussion issues.
Yeah, he just needs to stay healthy.
Clearly, he ain't worried about that. Practice.
Let's get into it.
Oh man, a struggle day. Just bring out. Look, just find all the reports, whatever y'all found. Cause like I said, again, we are not at practice. I will be. Thanks to my guy. Excuse me, Chef West to the right of me. I will be out there. My boy, hey man,
lucky I live out here.
Hey,
you did your thing, bro.
I'm already knowing, but I appreciate it. So I'm gonna try to get some good insight on what's going on out there.
Those Southwest tickets was hitting for 4K at 70% interest, so I couldn't do it.
Say that again.
No, I was.
Oh, you said tickets, plane tickets.
No, plane tickets. Yeah, I was using my Caleb reference. It was like 4K at 70%. I couldn't do it.
Short notice. Hey, you did. Yeah, the closest you get, definitely the higher them tickets go. Definitely. Practice. Oh, I just found his name. The dude that replaced Jalen Johnson, Nashawn Wright. Nashawn Wright was in with the ones. This is from Courtney Cronin. So look, I'm not gonna read everything I saw. I'm just gonna talk about some of the main things. Your boy Zai wasn't there either.
Yeah,
your boy Zai wasn't there either. Your boy Zai wasn't there either. No, I'm just playing. He wasn't there though.
These youngins, they don't want to show up for work. It's their generation, man. It's their generation. They don't want to work.
That is so true and real.
So, look, Trapillo. Let's start with the left tackle. I think Trapillo started kind of with 707, but Braxton started when they went to teams. And from what I heard, and this is from multiple reports, like I said, you gotta find the info how you can get it. And I would advise not just listening to one source. Listen to what Brad Biggs got to say, what Dan Weeder got talking about, them CHGO boys talking about, Mark Grody, everybody. Just because don't just take one person's word for it. It was bad. They struggled, and the main thing I seen and I'm talking about the first team right now. The main parts I seen him struggle with was pre-snap procedure, which Wes, I know you remember this came up last year, and they was talking about cadence, Caleb's cadence and everything. And we actually seen it during the season where they weren't breaking the huddle. Because the coach can talk to you through your headset, but at 15 seconds, I believe it's 15 seconds, it cuts out. They weren't breaking the huddle until it was about 10 seconds. I don't know if y'all watched the quarterback series, but they talked about all the things you got to do at pre-snap. Each one of them, Jared Goff, Joe Burrow, and Kirk Cousins. 20 seconds. You got 20 seconds to decipher the defense, get your motions coming, tight end going motion, you come this way, this and that, and third, everything. Line adjustment. Caleb and the Bears wasn't breaking the huddle to about 10 seconds left on the play clock last season. That started in the offseason last year, and it's trickling down here. The Chicago Bears starting offense got kicked off the field at one point due to they weren't even running plays. It wasn't just because they was running plays and they just sucked. They couldn't even line up or whatever. And it's not all just Caleb's fault. It's not just one player's fault. They all played a role in this. I heard at one point he was looking at Rome, trying to get Rome lined up. He was looking at him, trying to get him lined. Pre-snap procedures, everything. I'm gonna play a clip real quick, and this was yesterday, but I want to play this because it's still showing it. It's still rearing its ugly head, and you can tell that this is an issue, and I guarantee you it's not gonna get fixed in training camp.
You arrived about sort of resetting Caleb's foundation and solidifying that. What for you are the specifics of a quarterback's foundation, the things that have to be in place before you progress?
Now you're getting deep. This one of the big points of emphasis we had in the springtime, and it's going to carry over to camp, was our pre-snap procedure. And so that's calling the plays, that's the motions, that's the shifts, that's the cadence. We're going to continue to carry that. We use that as a weapon, and that's not going to change. That's certainly an advantage for us on offense. Beyond that, though, there were some footwork things that we wanted to clean up, trusting the timing of your feet, being able to anticipate throws. It's a lot of stuff that goes into that position, and rather than throwing the whole gauntlet at him, we're just building it from the ground up. He took some homework with him over the course of the summer, and he's come back. Even though we haven't done anything full speed over the last few days, we've noticed some improvements along the way. So really excited to see where this thing goes over the next few weeks.
You talked about situation.
Emphasize. What did he emphasize? Pre-snap procedure. And this was yesterday, before today's practice. And they get in practice today, and guess what's happening? The same shit. The pre-snap procedures. Now, there's a lot of motions. If you watch the quarterback, Kirk Cousins was struggling with it too when he first got to the Falcons. He said, "Look, these are more motions and shifts than I've ever had to do in my career." And that's a vet right there. So rightfully so, it's going to be hard to catch on right away. But it was so bad, he kicked him off the field, said, go sit down. No, second team, come on. My issue with that, because it's practice. You're going to make mistakes. That's where you make your mistakes. But my issue with this piece of news is those are reps you're not getting. Because y'all sitting y'all ass on the ground, and the number 2 team getting y'all reps because y'all can't get it right. And I got another clip I want to play. I'm gonna wait till y'all get y'all opinion on it, but I got another clip I want to play because a lot of people want to say, "Oh, it's day one." The excuse card gonna start coming out for the Bears fans that's in denial. Oh, it's only the first day. First day. Rightfully so. But this next clip I'm gonna play gonna dispel all that. So I'm pissed because I need y'all on the field. This is a new offense, new everything. Ben Johnson talks about trying to throw everything at him to see what works. So I can actually mold this offense just like I did in Detroit. I molded that offense. I can mold yours too and build your own Chicago Bears offense. That's why I'm gonna throw everything at you and see what works. But you have to be on the field for that. You can't be getting kicked off the field because you can't even get out of the fucking huddle. Thoughts on that offense getting kicked off the field and what the fuck ever else?
I'll go first. It's trash. It's unfortunate, but I'm happy that he did it. I'm happy that he did it. I'm happy that he did it. Get off the field.
Yeah.
Because when I got here, I told you there ain't no depth chart, so there ain't really no ones and no twos. It's just how y'all outside, so y'all can understand what's happening. So when y'all see the first 11 out there, y'all can call them. It's like the NBA, you know, forwards and centers, power forwards and centers. There ain't really no more power forwards because this is the new age. This is how we're gonna do this. And guess what? If this does trickle over, if you one of those people who ain't getting it by week 1, all those people that you were just talking about that was getting those reps, who was out there actually doing it right, you're gonna watch them run up. You're gonna watch them against the Vikings on week 1 because they know how to do it. They know how to get on. They know what to be. I don't care if it's all right, Caleb. You gonna have Case Keenum or a Bajan out there week 1 because you ain't getting it right because you ain't gonna embarrass me.
Absolutely.
All right, Rome. You think Zacchaeus Alameda ain't gonna get out there? He's doing it right. You don't think these other people that's been out here working and wanna understand and learn it? So I'm hoping, and this is just my hope. Like I'm saying, I'm happy that they got out the field, and I'm happy that it's day 1. My whole thing is if it keeps going on, then I mean, like I said, I give them mid-next. If next Wednesday we do this again and we kind of hearing the same kind of things and we seeing the same kind of things,
right?
Then I'm gonna start having heart palpitations, you know, because I'm gonna be a little bit worried. But what I do like about it is exactly what Ben Johnson said. He said, I seen everything that's wrong. I know what's gonna happen. He kind of anticipated this already. He said, but we're gonna work on little things and all this kind of stuff. Like I even heard Cole Kmet when he was talking over his presser. He was like, even when we got the right results, we got yelled at because we didn't do it the right way. Yeah, you caught the pass. You got out there, you ran your route right, Cole, but you started off in the wrong stance.
And he got on Caleb in OTAs about that. You completed the pass, but dude, you held that ball too long.
Held it too long. You didn't throw it right. All of those kind of things, like you said, molded. This ain't IKEA. We're not just getting a few screws and putting it together. It ain't pre-made. This is clay, like God when He made man. He's gonna mold it from just almost nothing into the offense that He wants on the field. So that's all I gotta say. And I ain't saying Ben Johnson is God, y'all. Please don't.
Never that.
Y'all seen the thumbnail? And I'm gonna let you go, Ronnie. Y'all seen the thumbnail? Y'all seen the title of this episode? The Chicago Bears got smacked with accountability today. Every player is being held accountable. That y'all was crying y'all didn't have that last season. Well, now you got it. So let's step up to the plate. Ronnie, what's your thoughts about them boys getting kicked off?
Yeah, I was going to say something just like that. They were bitching last year about the way the coaching was going. They're getting exactly what they wanted. This is the way you win. Look, Ben Johnson, this is probably going to be the most complex offense anybody on our team has ever played in, including Caleb and everybody. So it's going to take some time for them to, work out the kinks. But they said Caleb threw a pick to Tremaine Edmonds, like right off the bat, right? And then Ben kicked him off the field shortly thereafter, brought him back, and then later in the practice, kicked him off the field again for a second time. So, but I think this is all good because if we have any type of players with any type of heart and your coach sits you down, that should make you want to get back in there. You're supposed to want to get in there and fight. Get your position back. Show them that you know what you're doing. Because Ben believes a lot in Caleb, and I know Caleb's high on himself as well.
Right.
But so I mean, yeah, it is day 1, and I hate that we keep doing that. Day 1, year 1, he's a rookie. At some point, it's got to come collectively together, as a group. But yeah, I don't know, bro. This is it's baffling sometimes. It really is.
It is because we got look. It'd be different if they was year 3 in his scheme, or system, I should say, because there's no scheme yet, and I'm about to show you why. But look, we got some people in the chat right now. We holding some numbers in the chat. Look, hit that like button for us. Subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces. Y'all see the names. I'm your host, Mark Robb, with my co-host to the right of me, Chef West, and OG Ronnie B at the bottom. Look, I didn't even know y'all swap seats. I don't know when that shit happened, but y'all swap seats. I didn't.
Wes did it.
I didn't do it. It was when you did the video. You was trying to put the video up there, and then when it reshuffled us back around.
Oh, it just
rightfully so, Ronnie.
Yeah,
I ain't mad at you.
Look, day one. This right here. What I'm about to play now is why I'm not going for it's just day one shit, because my boy Cole, here he is.
Then yank the first team off.
No, not at all. That's. I think that's on par for how Ben is. So,
Did you repeat what he said, or
no, I don't think so. I think I was actually a little exhausted, so all I heard was a little bit of yelling, and I knew that obviously things weren't going well there for the last few plays. But no, I think that's on par for Ben. If you're not doing it right, he's going to get you out, and he's not going to just see that stuff continue. So it's just a lesson to us that, you got to be on the details. We got to be on the details going into practice, and in order to get our reps in, because unfortunately, when that type of stuff happens, we got guys now missing out on reps, and those are opportunities for guys, whether to make a team or whatever. So all the reps are important. All that matters.
Was that just early install kind of sloppiness with new stuff?
I would just say it's stuff we should know. Yeah.
It is. Thank you, Cole. You said stuff. It is shit we should know. Is Caleb struggled today? He absolutely struggled, but it wasn't necessarily with his arm talent or anything like that. But he's just struggling with other things. Well, look,
there wasn't no pick 6, so it's cool.
None of that going on. But look, accountability. Asked him again, do you think it's just because it's just early in install? Y'all just installing new things? He said, no, this is stuff we should know.
Yeah.
We should know this shit. You know what I mean? We can't even get to the plays where Caleb can throw picks because we can't get out of the fucking huddle with now NFL play calls. We talked about this on one of our episodes. They're long as shit. But Caleb talked about it as well. He's voice memo. He's recording it. He's going over and over the plays in his car, sending them back to himself, doing whatever he needs to do to get prepared. And Cole just said it. They should know. They should know this stuff. It wasn't just Cole. I mean, it wasn't just Cole. It wasn't just Caleb. It was a collective, man. And I'm glad Cole came out and said it for the people who say it's just day one and want to give him a pass, because yes, you are absolutely right, but you should have known this shit already. You know what I mean? Do the work, put the work in and figure it out, because it didn't seem like it was figured out today. So thoughts on Cole coming out and basically saying, look, we should know this.
Ronnie.
Oh, okay. I love the fact that Cole came out and said that, because it's like, don't fall for the okie doke. They are supposed to know this stuff. They didn't just start playing football. And the main thing is Ben Johnson, and here's a word, persnickety. Ben Johnson is persnickety, meaning he's very fussy about the small details. That's his thing. It's all attention to details. Be where you're supposed to be. Don't move till you're told. It's very simple. And like Cole said, these guys have been playing football forever. These are things you should know how to line up and do. There's no reason for this. It's ridiculous. I'm done.
Persnickety?
Yes, sir. Fact check me, Wes.
OG Ronnie B with the persnickety.
Persnickety.
I never heard that before.
Yeah,
I ain't heard that one. What's up, Wes? Talk to us.
No, I mean, it's just like I said before you put it on there. Like Cole put it out there. Like, it's everybody. It's every little detail. Even if it ain't no it was serviceable in this sense. You know, it ain't as people people just say like in the military sometimes, it's good enough for government work. It ain't good enough. It has to be exactly how I didn't spend just like I didn't spend all off season drawing this stuff up and figuring it out and trying to put you as a player in the best place and in the best position to be at your best, because so you can get paid way more than me probably in the end with those, you know, guaranteed contracts and all this kind of money. Like I'm trying to get you that, and I'm trying to get it too. But you, like I said, you know, this is what we didn't have last year. This is that accountability. This ain't no everybody get a nickname, we're gonna have fun and all right, cool, you know, we on the grass, you know, we ain't got ain't no we gonna look at the glass half full. We gonna work on what's empty. We gonna work on what we missing. We not even gonna highlight any of that old oh well, you know, a few people was good out there, you know, we just got to pick this one and pick this, and I'm just gonna yell at the individual and all this kind of stuff and to go back to it. It's just like I said, just like in the military. If one person messed up, we all messed up. It's group success, group punishment.
Right. Ain't no small victories. Everybody got to win.
Everybody got to win all at once. As a unit, we win as a unit, we lose as a unit. Ain't
Most
no
definitely.
one person finna be looking. We all gonna look good in unison together. So I mean, like I said, I like it. I like the honesty in it. I like the solution mindset of it. Like, hey, look, there's a lot of stuff, and we working on it. We gonna get to it. This is why. But like I said, at the same time, every single play or every single thing or every single, it wasn't like, okay, you know, it was always Cole Komet lining up wrong, so we're gonna pull Cole and put Coaston in, and no, it's every little thing, it's like looking at I mean, you know, you look at it as if I'm the referee, I'm the official, and I'm watching all 11 of y'all, and I'm sitting down. It ain't like I can just throw a flag on Caleb, or I can just throw a flag on, you know, the offensive line. I'm looking for every little thing that could possibly ruin this perfect play that I done draw up. Because if you think about coaching, you coaching against somebody else too, and it's a pull and the tug. So that next play, whether you're a defensive play caller or offensive play caller, when both of y'all portions, I guess you want to say, or sides of the field are out there, you only get a few chances in a game where you can have that. I had him right there. That's the one. And the last thing you want is it to be nullified because of a penalty. Or because somebody didn't do something right, or somebody didn't do what they're supposed to do. Like if I call I know I'm finna get on this play. You know what I want them to do? I want them to burn some timeouts. I want to hurt them in the future of this game. And that, you know, and we could talk about more of that when we get talk about more about Ben Johnson and talk about the Florida game, but that's what you want. You want everything to get perfect. And then guess what? You need these reps. You want these reps? Be good. Be good. And then when we all 11 of us gotta go sit down, we should be over there sitting down in a little group huddle, like, okay, well, what's going on? What I didn't hear you. You wasn't loud enough, or I thought, you know, swing red was me supposed to be right here. No, this is what this supposed to mean, and this is what this means. We all getting it.
Right.
And this is how I do my hard counts. This is how I'm gonna do it. This, you know, everything, the communication, offensive line, like, hey, look, why it was outside? Oh, because I thought you did this. No, that ain't how I do it. This is how I do this, and all that. Like, it's that team effort. Like, it's coaching macroly and then micro coaching each other too. You see it like all the time when they get in the huddle and they start talking to each other, and all, you know, it's a group effort.
Leadership, like you said, micro coaching, leadership. You need that. And TP said, how did Ben Johnson react to the old me and undisciplined? How did Caleb react? Well, we talked about it a little bit before you jumped in. They got kicked off the field. I'm not afraid to say it because just look, TP, TP, your Giants was ranked 27th off with roster, so I ain't afraid to say it to you. You know, you know what I'm saying. It's not like you a Lions fan here. Look. Their ass got kicked off the field, and rightfully so, because guess what? You saw the title of the show, accountability. They got smacked with accountability today, and rightfully so, because we cannot have it. I just played the clip of Cole Kmet saying you guys should know this. You should know this. And if you don't know it, look, this is what I want to see from these dudes. Go work on it. Go everything y'all fucked up today. Make sure it don't happen tomorrow. Don't let the same thing keep happening. Now, football is a complex sport, but don't let the same thing keep happening because like then you're gonna start losing your spots. And Cole Kmet mentioned it in the clip I played. There's dudes on that starting unit who are fighting for spots. So if you fuck up and you keep fucking up and we all get kicked out because of you, look, when I played, I used to hate it. Like you was talking about with your military, Wes. One fuck up, we all gotta run. Now we running laps because you keep doing the same thing. I had a dude, and it's something so simple, but we on the bus going to a game, but he felt the need. He had an ice pack, big ass bag of ice, about that big. And he felt the need to throw it out the bus window. When I tell you, we all ran it. It was called sprints. His last name was Morrell, and it was called Morrell Sprints. That's what they was because every time it was because of him, and we ran Morrell Sprints, and it as a unit, we win together, we lose together. That's how it's gonna go. And these dudes got to realize that. I feel like once they realize that you are harming your teammate or brother from reps that he needs to actually show his coach that he can win this position, because yours is sold up, Caleb, Cole, Cole, y'all got y'all position sold up. But there's other dudes that ain't sold up and they're fighting for positions. So you got to make sure you on your best so they can be there. They can, showcase their talents too. TP said, real talk. That's good. I'm not even trying to be funny. LOL. I just wanted to know if he was setting the standard. Absolutely, he is. And I know you weren't trying to be funny, but I'm going to throw shots at you until we play y'all week 10. So, my headphones just died, so I'm not gonna be able to hear y'all. But throw something out there. Talk on something real quick. So let me change my headphones. It died, so
I mean, to talk about what you were just saying, TP. It's that standard. That's that thing that, like I said before, is that what we was lacking when with under the Shane Waldrons and the Eberfluses and a lot of these previous coaches we had. It was win on talent, win just on the strength of the schedule up versus the team. Like basically since I've been alive, most of the time we winning on defense and the defense is carrying us, and by the time we really need the offense, they ain't been drug enough or challenged enough to get us over the line. And a lot of little tedious small things that keep going on, because this is where you fix those things and you correct those things. Because I know a lot of people like, oh well, it'll come, but once week 1 comes, it's over. It's pretty much over. You ain't really fixing the little things no more. You preparing for the big thing, which is your opponent every Sunday, Thursday, Monday, Saturday, Christmas.
Yep, you got to keep moving
New
on.
Year, whatever what you're going to London and all the countries. You got to think about how diverse the schedule done got. Now they trying to add another game, 18 weeks and 2 byes, and then you got to deal with injuries and that you're expected to show up the next play. And then you out there BSing when we had another guy, in the preseason or in the offseason who was showing great signs, like they should make this roster, who either signed with somebody else or sitting at home on the couch, or we can't get him on the team, who we should have picked him. We should have, the one that got away kind of feel. So, and let me read this real quick. TP say, every team is going to have a bad day. How you respond to it says a lot about your team. Anything you practice, you can become good at. So Ben Johnson kicking them off the field is what you want as a leader. Exactly. That's exactly what we're saying for a lot of people who's kind of giving them, like Mark was saying, like, oh, it's just the first day. It's like, it's a good sign. It's a good sign as far as like this, who's going to be coaching, who's going to be this leader of all of these these players, so we don't have those little, fall offs and coaching liabilities during the season. Because guess what? Ben Johnson's gonna get better as a coach every day too.
Absolutely.
He's gonna be getting better
Absolutely.
as a coach every single day. Declan, he's gonna become a better coach every day because he's watching what Ben Johnson doing. He's 12 years old, so by the time he's ready to be a head coach in the next 22 years, he's gonna be ready to be a better coach. And then, like I said, you got the DAs and the Bienemies and all these other coaches out there who's like, hey, look, they in their position groups, they gonna have to get in on them too. They gonna have to start speaking up other people's names, like, hey, why I ain't out there? Well, Randall L, Coach Randall L said, you ain't getting it in y'all position group, so you ain't getting it right in there, and you still messing up. So we thought, who was that random person that was playing for Jalen Johnson today? We couldn't figure out his name until
Yeah.
an hour and a half in the show.
I forgot it already.
I forgot it again. I don't know. But that's what's gonna happen. So good on him, because at the end of the day, Ben Johnson might be here longer than most any of the players on this roster. Because you can coach till you're 72. Ask Pete Carroll.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And look, and we talking about, because we hold him accountable. I think that's gonna be the theme of this entire fucking season. Accountability. There's always gonna be accountability from the coaches and then the players. Like I wish I had some Grady Jarrett tape, because that man, that's a pro. That is a pro. That is a pro. TP. We talked about it. The Luther Burden thing is wild to me personally, because you should have just told us he wasn't gonna be there. We won't spend too much time on it. We already talked about it, but I don't know what's going on with Luther. Hopefully they tell us. The media didn't ask questions about it today. Hopefully they ask some tomorrow and get a better idea on what the hell is going on with this fully guaranteed player that but
he ain't guaranteed to be there apparently, so
exactly, that's the only thing he ain't fucking guaranteed. And
Guaranteed
I'm not down on Luther Burden. I think when he out there, he gonna be a great weapon for Caleb Williams. So look, I do want to caution people. And this next clip I'm about to play will tell you why I want to caution people. Ben Johnson is putting a lot on these dudes' plates. So when the Bears media is at practice and they say, "Oh, Caleb was 3 for 20 or 2 for 100," whatever they saying,
yeah,
there's a reason for that. It's practice. It is practice.
Trial
it's
and
not
error.
the end all be all. Because when you go to a game, and people who play football for real, they know this. When you go to a game, you game plan, you scheme, right? You got a plan on how you're going to beat this team. With any sport, if you're guarding somebody in the basketball court, you know what they like to do. If they can't go left, you're going to do certain things to force them left. So this is what Ben Johnson had to say about throwing a lot at these players.
Ben, you talked about how much, or how you can gauge how much a quarterback's cup you can fill. And like, how much have you filled Caleb's cup, if you will? I've talked to play callers in the league, like KOC, who talks about with Sam last year, filling his cup each week at a different level.
Yeah.
For you, where does that go?
It goes back to getting to know each other. In the springtime, we saturated everybody, quarterback, everybody on offense, got a lot of information. We're just trying to introduce a lot of elements of the system. When you look back at it, there's probably some things that you wouldn't run against DA's defense that we just wanted to get introduced. Going into camp, it's going to be a lot here early on. These first 2 weeks, we're still going to do a lot. And it's not so much to attack the defense or anything like that. We got to find out who we are. And I'm going beyond just the quarterback here. I don't know if we're going to be a wide zone team up front. I don't know if we're going to be a gap team yet. There's a lot of things that got to play out, and we won't know until we get the pads on. But yeah, it's something you're certainly conscious of, is what's the right amount, not only over the course of camp, but more importantly, once we get into the season. And that's something as a staff that we're going to have to.
Whew. Like I said, listen. We got 100 people. We got 100 people watching here, man. Hit that like button for us. Subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We go live Wednesday nights and Sunday nights twice a week. We do post game shows throughout the season. Every single game we'll be here recapping what we saw. But look. Let me just get into what he just said, because I think that's very important for these early dog days, these struggling days of training camp. He is throwing a shit ton at them, and he made sure he mentioned not just for Caleb. Look, he said we don't even know if we gonna run wide zone or gap scheme in the run game. They are what I say earlier. He's trying to find so he can mold and create a Chicago Bears offense, not just bring a Detroit Lions offense here and think it's gonna work. Because Matt Nagy tried that. He tried to bring the Chiefs offense here, and he didn't have the personnel for it. This is a genius. This is a maniacal, and you need somebody maniacal at the offense coordinator. Ben Johnson is maniacal. Pay it forward said need new mics. What's wrong with my mic, man? I sound good to y'all, don't I?
I can hear you.
I thought it was good. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get us to buy some new mics. I don't know. We'll see.
Anyway, let me keep going. Look, it's a lot. It's a lot. He said there's two things he said. He said one. He said, shit, we may call some stuff. Look, and that's what I was just talking about before I played the clip about, if it's a game, you're not gonna do these things. But he said we might call some stuff you necessarily shouldn't run against Dennis Allen defense. We gonna call some stuff that we just want to see what we can do at this point. We're just trying to see what works for us. You got an entire new offensive line, Ronnie, Wes. This 3 of the 5 players, maybe 4 out of the 5, depending on who wins that left tackle spot. They're going to be new. We need to see if they know how to block a gap run deep, or they can block better in a wide zone scheme. When you talk about running the ball, you need to see what they can do. See what the quarterback can do. See which windows, what routes these running back. We need to see it. So they're just calling stuff to see what's going to work. He said another thing he said is not necessarily calling things to beat the defense right now. That's not what I'm doing. What he's TP says, sheesh, that sounds like there's going to be a lot to learn for a team that is freshly built. Absolutely. I want people to realize that Ben Johnson ain't just your rinky-dink head coach or offensive coordinator. This dude is maniacal, and you have to be when you at this level calling plays, because that defensive coordinator gonna do every single thing. You have to be maniacal. Can't be regular, and Ben Johnson ain't regular. So these dudes, the details, be accountable. You know what I mean? Like I said, he said he's not going to just call plays to beat the defense for that day. That's not what he's doing. I want to see what the fuck they can do. I want to see what how long can the protection hold up? Can we run this play? Because guess what? If the protection won't hold up, we're not running that play. If Braxton Jones can't seal the edge, we're not going to run that. That's not what we're doing. You know what I mean? If the center can't slide over to the net, we're not doing that. What we were doing last year, Shane Walker just calling shit. Here, do this.
Empty backfield.
Do this, do that. And we don't have they can't run it. They can't do it. So, long rant, but I respect the process. I want people to remember, yes, we just talked about how they're struggling. They struggled with pre-snap procedure and Kokomet. I played some Kokomet, and he said, this is shit we should know already. But on the other end, Ben Johnson, he ain't got no game plan to beat Dennis Allen today. That's not what he's doing. He said he's going to call some stuff that I would never call against Dennis Allen in a real game. You know what I mean? So, he just wants to see what works and what they can do. Thoughts, fellas? Any thoughts on Ben Johnson? I think that's the last thing I got on Ben Johnson before we talk about
I was just thinking about we went through OTAs, mini camps. Now we're in training camp, getting ready to go into preseason. And this whole process, all of it, is evaluating talent, sharpening skills, learning the playbook, and basically we're trying to weed out the weakest links. You're only as strong as your weakest link when you play as a unit. So I really like Ben being tough on him and with the details and
Absolutely.
kicking him off the field as much as like I don't want him off the field, but it's good for them to notice that hey, you're not doing what you're supposed to be. So the next guy up, you go ahead and sit down for right now. So I'm all with that for sure. But yeah, that's all I got.
I'm gonna say this so everybody can know who Ben Johnson is. Ben Johnson is these 3 letters: UEI. His play calling is unique, it is elite, and is innovative. It is not cookie cutter. It is not something that he saw the 70s 49ers run. This is not just we're gonna run a wildcat offense. We're not just gonna run Tampa 2 as a defensive coordinator. For all you people who play Madden and pick those same 3 plays, you get 8 up. That's why you suck at it. That's why you suck at it, because you think it works once. Get down in your playbook, get deep down in it, and learn how to auto and learn what you're gonna do against it. Get out there and practice before you pick up them sticks and get online. That's basically what it is, and that's why it's hard. And that's why Cole Kmet said what he said. The stuff that he yelled at us about is because he pissed, because he like, I had some stuff I wanted to try. I wanted to push out in certain ways on certain plays, but y'all can't even get out of the huddle yet. That's why I'm kicking y'all off. It ain't no point of y'all being on my field if you ain't gonna get out the huddle. Because I got some stuff I want to try. I got some unique things I want to try. I got some elite plays I'm thinking about. I got some innovative ideas that I want to put out here, especially for the fans that want to come to training camp and see it and see some things. Because I might not, like you said, I might not ever get a chance to call it, depending on who the defensive coordinator I'm going up against.
Exactly.
I might not get that guy, but I might get that guy in the playoffs when we really, really need it. He might, it might be the Super Bowl. He may be in the AFC in the Super Bowl, and I just been waiting because I know what his defense is, and I got these 5 UEI plays that I've been waiting, and I'm gonna unleash them in the Super Bowl, and that's how you win a championship.
Hey, what was the 3 letters you said he was?
UEI.
Okay. And when you said that, it made me. Everybody knows who Dick Vitale is, right? Yeah. It made me think of Dick Vitale. He used to say, he's the triple S man, super sensational, scintillating. I remember when he used to say that shit. Oh, Dickie V, yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know Vitale is, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's what we want to, get to. He, like you said, Mark, and like he said, Ben Johnson when he came up with, this will be so different from the Detroit Lions offense that he called plays for the last 3 years, which was great, which was good. They shined, I mean, look at what they did. Look how many points they was putting up. Look at some of the plays they was running. I mean, in some games, we can go back to plays that happened again. Like I said, the fumble bumble, whatever that was, that play right there, that was, you know what I mean? Like, because when you get them, and that's why, and that's another thing. Like I said, when I talked about Caleb Williams and the expectations, if he could just sit down and be coachable and learn and absorb all of this stuff, why not? Why not go shoot for the stars? Why not go big? Because that's what Ben Johnson wants.
He don't have to be. And I think he's ready for it. I think he's ready for everything that's about to come with this coaching staff. I just want fans to realize that, because the media, they're going that, and this is what I keep saying this, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna nail this home all training camp, fellas. We are not there. Do not just listen to one outlet or one Bears beat reporter or one listen to all of them and inform your own opinion. That's exactly what we do. Don't just listen to Brad Biggs. Don't just listen to Courtney Cronin on ESPN 1000 or Waddle and Sylvie. Don't just listen to all 3 of them and then go watch CHGO and see what they think about what happened. And then go check out, I don't know, Herb Howard and his boys at the Bigs. Watch them all. And then form
read a Larry Myers article.
Larry Mayer, straight from the Chicago Bears.
Go read one of his articles. And his breakdown. Do you think?
Absolutely.
Do I think Caleb is coachable?
Hell yeah.
Do I think Caleb is coachable?
I think Caleb. I'm gonna say this. I think Caleb is selfishly coachable. Caleb Williams ain't the type of person to let himself get in the way of being better than he should be or could be or will be. Sometimes you got to take that hard coaching. Anybody who plays sports, I ain't like every one of my coaches.
yeah.
I ain't like exactly what they were saying about me. I ain't like how they talked about me doing it this way or that way or anything. But I knew what they were saying, especially what they were saying gonna make me better. I'm a MF and this and that. I'm a pout about it. I pout.
Yeah.
I don't care. I pout about it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right. And then when you do it right, guess what? You forget that you was mad about it. Get that pat. There we go. That's how we win. That's how we blow them out. See what I told you? See, that's what I told you. Doing. That's how you win. That's how you play. That's what I think coachable is. I think a lot of people think coachable is just listening. Anybody can listen. Are you going to take that advice? Are you going to take it into consideration, even if you don't like it, even if you don't think it's going to work?
Looks like TP right there with you. TP, do you think Jackson Dart is coachable? I damn sure don't think Russell Wilson coachable at this point. I guess he's too successful to be coachable. So that's just a little, but man, since we talk about Caleb Williams, let's start talking about Caleb Williams and what he had to say yesterday. We've been mixing it up with some of the podcast stuff, not some of the presser stuff. We seen it on the field today, or we heard about it on the field today. So I thought that was interesting how everything just played a role. That's how I know they're not lying. They not just at the pressers just blowing smoke and just saying shit to get up out of there. You know what I mean? Like they told us that the procedure, the pre-snap procedure is going to be is an issue, and it's an emphasis, and we seen it play out on the field today, or we heard about it. But all right. Did Ben say any other thing that y'all want to harp on or nail down or put out there in the air and talk about before we move on to Caleb Williams?
I can't think of none.
No, I don't got nothing. He said, I mean, he talked a lot. So
Ben, like I said before, Ben had the more interesting press conference, in my opinion. But okay, we can talk about Caleb, some of the stuff Caleb had to say. I don't got clips for Caleb, but I just got some hit points I want to talk about. We talked about the 4K, the 70%, 4,000 yard passing, the 70% completion percentage. I think is very lofty. We talked about the only quarterbacks that did it that actually was worth the damn. But I want to talk about Caleb's explanations for the sacks. Now, Caleb already said absolutely all the sacks ain't on the O-line. Anybody you know who know what they talking about in some way, shape, or form knows that all 68 sacks were not on the offensive line. And I'm a huge Caleb advocate, and I'm not gonna tell you that. But Caleb had to he went up there and he talked about ways he can get to that 70% and limit some of those sacks. And it was a lot of the stuff that people already talked about and mentioned that they hated about Caleb and reason he sucks at quarterback. And some of them were these are from Caleb's words. He said he wasn't taking the easy checkdowns. Caleb was not taking the easy checkdowns, which we actually kind of touched on earlier. That's how you get to that 70%. You got to take the easy checkdowns right away. Stop waiting and trying to be the hero. That's another thing he said. Don't do too much. Stop doing too much, trying to create the big play because it was working for you. I thought it was interesting that he actually came out and said that in the presser, like he was trying to do too much. Don't try to scramble or, get a outside the pocket 50-yard bomb because it's not gonna work. These are NFL athletes you're trying to throw against. Another thing he said was taking in this. I guess this is kind of the check down, but he basically said taking the 5 yards. I don't know if you remember, Wes, but when he came in, I said what I wanted to see from Caleb was do your 3-step or 5-step. Whatever step drop you got, and hit the 5-yard out. Give me the 5-yard out. Give me the 6-yard comeback route, curl route, and hit it. Wes, go ahead and tell us what you got up here. It's kind of hard to see it, but walk us
It's
through.
kind of hard to see it. So basically, this is from, I forget what FTN is, but they did a little graph. I had to make it big on my side. So it's basically all the quarterbacks from last season, and it says who should be held responsible for sacks. Sacks through week 16, charted quarterbacks fault. So as you can see, Caleb's at the top. And you see that long line with the Bears image, the little dot at the end. I don't know if you can see that. But they got Caleb basically responsible for about 45, no, what's that? 48%, I want to say something like that. I can't see the bottom. But
Looks like
roughly
46 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, like about 46% of all of that, all of those sacks. So probably like a little bit under half of them, which I always thought was
They're probably is it 46% or is it are they saying 46 out of the 68?
it's 46 out of the 68.
Okay, see, yeah.
Well,
Which
it's a percentage. It says it's a percentage number on there.
Yeah, I can't really see it. I just remember I had it from a previous show that we had. But I mean, basically, okay, you don't really know the percentages kind of don't matter. Okay, the percentages don't matter. So if you can see all the teams' total sacks,
yeah,
you can see it. You can see the rise of it. You see how drastic the Bears was above other teams, and you can see what chunk of that this website or whatever is presenting and saying that Caleb was I mean, you don't need to see the percentage to see that the blue is smaller than the gray.
Right. It's less than half. It's less than half, but still, it's still a lot.
So I just want to throw that up there while you was out there speaking on it to show that it ain't just us, it ain't just Caleb. If you watch, you know, it was shared fault in there. And I wasn't trying to say that, you know, if it was more Caleb fault or more the offensive line fault or anything like that. But that was just to feel the narrative. Even look at the other teams where their quarterback presented. It was always it wasn't like one line was completely just the quarterback or one line was just all somebody else's fault. So
and I kind of mentioned this last week, and this is I just think Caleb will take sacks. 68 sacks is excessive. That's way too many because people were saying this about Justin, and Justin was at 40, like what, 45, 44, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
68 is entirely too much. Entirely too much. And we were saying the O-line sucked when Justin was here. Now, Justin was, I mean, Caleb's an escape artist too, but Justin was just a massive dude and fast, so it was hard to bring him down. But we were saying Justin was holding the ball too long. He still ain't take 68 fucking sacks. And I'm a Caleb guy. So and 68 is too much. I would be okay with. I think he gonna take sacks, man. I think that's what he does. The way he plays, he don't take sacks. Now I'm not saying he can't play from the pocket because I've shared videos and half of his touchdowns, most of his he's slinging it from the pocket. I don't know where this narrative that he can't play from the pocket coming from, but no, he definitely has to get them sacks from 68 to at least, not at least, at most. I want to see from him is 44 sacks, 45 sacks. He gotta lose at least 20 something pounds of sacks. Fuck it. He has to. He got to.
Yeah, he gotta get down to 50.
He got to. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. For the biggest Caleb fan out there, they gotta come down. Those are my biggest issues with Caleb. The sacks has to come down, and that completion percentage has to go up. The sacks are too high, and that completion percentage is way too low. Not way too low, but it's too low, in my opinion. So
I love the fact that he acknowledged that, you know, that it was on him, and that's a good teammate too.
Absolutely.
To not put it and point fingers and none of that shit. Like, put it all on yourself. Say, I made the mistakes. I gotta get better. That's how you'd be a good teammate in leadership too in the locker room. So I love the fact that he stood up and acknowledged that he's not taking those checkdowns. He's not going through all his read. He was panicking last year because he was trying to do magic and he was running for his life. But yeah, he's gonna be all right. I ain't worried about him.
He was trying to do a lot last year.
Yeah, he was.
He had the expectations for being the #1 overall pick.
Yep.
Then you had the whatever he felt that was going on when it came to watching film, whether people say he was right or wrong, whatever, he still felt a way. He felt some type of way, like he needed more help when it came to watching film or whatever the fuck went down. He felt the way. Then you got the O-line issues. So he was trying to do a lot. And then you're not leaving you're not leaving the huddle until 10 seconds left on the play clock. It was I'm so glad we passed that season. What's up, Wes?
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, and the thing about it is also him trying to make the most of the opportunity that he had. Knowing that the game plan was slim, the idea. What was that? They said you got to come out the game. You got to come out offensively with like your first 15 to 20 plays already scripted. Like, and I think at one point they asked, and I think Flus maybe, or I don't know if Shane Waldron said it, but I remember it came out that, oh no, we don't have I forgot the term that they used, but like our first 15 play script, like this is how we start up. This is how we get everybody warmed up. We want to hit Cole Kmet on the short route to get him into the game. We want Rome to do a double move and try to get to him like, no, we don't do that. We come out from first time on the field and we look at what the defense look like and be like, okay, this is what they in. So this is what that counters on our play calling shit. Instead of having, hey, this is how we come out. These are our first 15 players. This is how we come out, and we run them in, a mix of orders of a have, but this is how we know how we get Caleb going, will him out, all this other kind of stuff, run the ball these many times because we want to get our run game, get our O-line out there,
Well, just remember back in 2018, Mitch, his best football was played in those first scripted plays. That's when he looked the best. After that first drive, and those first 10 to 15 scripted plays, that's when Mitch started to, look a little spotty, a little rough. But they do it for a reason. Those are the first plays. Those we rep these the most. Is how we coming. We're gonna come out hard. We're gonna hit these hard. And it was unfortunate when I heard that, because honestly, I didn't. All my years of play, we had when I was on offensive side of the ball, we definitely had scripted plays, and it was actually weird. And they tried to pass it off as like, this is just Shane Waldron's thing. He's a genius. Let him do his thing. He was a fucking idiot, and we've seen how that played out. So, look, I got all the faith in the world with Caleb. I don't know about the 4,000. We talked about that, the 4,000 yards, and I don't know about that. Like I said, Caleb in his press conference, it wasn't nearly as good because he just did the Caleb thing. He just said everything you wanted to hear, and everything was right. It wasn't really too controversial or anything like that. He just mentioned how hard he worked. Of course, that's what you're gonna do. But yeah, anything else I got is based on what we heard about from today. Let me find that real quick. But yeah, we had we talked about it briefly, but I think we gloss over Dennis Allen. We gloss over Dennis Allen, and he got a
good one.
You say what?
I said he had a good press conference. You asked me.
And that's the thing. I didn't even get the chance to really watch his and listen and take notes on what he was saying. If you got anything you want to just put out there on what Dennis had to say, feel free to go ahead and do that.
Well, I mean, he did a lengthy press conference today too. He mainly hit on a lot of kind of like not looking past today.
Yep.
Looking forward to tomorrow. I think he started off with the quote, and I think I wrote it down. Where is it at? He said, training camp is like a dark tunnel with no light at the end. It ain't no relief. It ain't no, oh, once we get to week one, it's that's the finish line. That ain't how it goes. It's a long, dark tunnel, and there's no light at the end. They brought up kind of about him having the whole entire defense doing up downs and all this other kind of stuff. He's talking about that this Dennis he kind of third person to his offense constantly during this. He's like in a Dennis Allen defense. This is how we do. We do it together. Everybody gonna do it, and not just the small cornerbacks who can get up and get down real fast and all that kind of stuff. Everybody gonna do it. Even the big guys on the line. Everybody's gonna be doing up downs at the same pace, at the same rate, together as a team. He talked about what it means to be in his offense, because he knows what kind of offense he runs, and he knows it has some value in it. And he really talked about the new additions as well, and Trey and what was the other guy's name? Tona. How they were injured the last couple seasons or whatever. They get the last few seasons. So if you look back, don't look at it as in a sense of we just getting some leftovers anyway. He's like, these guys are built for a Dennis Allen defense. That Tona got 6'7", 265, 70 pounds long. That's a Dennis Allen type end. He talked about Trey being a Dennis Allen type cornerback who can play cornerback, who did really well in Seattle as well. 6'3", I think he's like 215, something like that, 230. Long, quick, fast cornerbacks. That's what he wants, and how they know his style of defense and how they can come right in. Don't think because they coming in late that they're gonna be behind on something. These is veteran players, and having that depth in his defense where, like we say all the time, injuries happen, but these guys are some guys that can step up and come in. And on top of, like what we were saying about Ben Johnson and throwing a lot at these guys, he's throwing a lot at this defense too at the same time. He's throwing a lot on them to play at a certain rate. What you just want to say, Mark?
No, Dennis, look, what I've been hearing about Dennis surrounding Dennis Allen, and like I said, I didn't get a chance today to actually listen to his presser because we was working. As soon as we left work, we hopped right on to talk about the other shit that we heard about. But it's refreshing. Like, it's refreshing because, look, honestly, this may be an unpopular opinion. I really liked Matt Eberflus as a defensive coordinator. I really did. And I thought he did. I thought that's what his real calling in the NFL. Head coach, that's a lot of people gonna try it. I'm not mad at him for trying it, but you in over your head at head coach. Defensive coordinator, I loved what I saw from the defense. I liked Matt Eberflus' scheme. Now, he has some boneheaded moves and boneheaded mistakes sometimes. But, when you as a coach, offense, defense, whatever you coaching, and you call a wrong player, you call a bad play, hopefully your players can make you right. You know what I mean? Make me right. And that wasn't really happening, because if he called a wrong play, the shit was just all wrong. And it wasn't getting right. But for the most part, I like the way that defense played. They were scary. Teams didn't just look at us as pushovers. I didn't exactly know what I was going to get from Dennis Allen. Yeah, I seen it. The numbers, when you was with the Saints, and then when you was with the Raiders or whatever. Mainly with the Saints. But I just didn't know. But now that I'm seeing, now that I'm seeing what y'all doing, and the standard, not just the standard you holding them at. I'll see how they playing on the field and your play calling and everything. But the standard, it starts with the standard, and it starts how y'all present yourself to walk out on that field in week 1. So everybody knows, like Grady Jarrett was talking about it. Like, I want to see how the beginning of the training camp is the easy part. Everybody's excited to come to camp. Everybody's excited to be out here. And when we got back-to-back group sessions. We got back-to-back sessions, and we got to hit each other back-to-back days. I want to see what it's like then. And I guarantee Dennis Allen is not going to be easy. Like you said, this training camp should be, ain't no light at the end of the tunnel. Like the old days, these training camps are easy. These are easy. Shout out to J2K being in the chat, man. He said, Mark West and Ronnie, bear down. Shout out to J2K, man. He said, I've been listening while working on a project. Appreciate all your insight. Look, we just, here chopping it up, giving our opinion. We not trying to, like I said, we're not out there. We don't see it with our own eyes. Thanks to my guy, Chef West, I will be able to get to a training camp practice this weekend this year. And because I went for the first time last year, I'll be able to go again. I didn't think I was going to be able to go again, so my guy came through for me. But
like they say in Disney, bibbity bobbity boop. It's gonna turn into a pumpkin at midnight, though.
Look, man, I'm. It's refreshing because I like Matt Eberflus as a defensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? And it just sucks because he wasn't a head coach. It's kind of like Vic Fangio. It sucks that we had to lose him. I don't know what he would have been like as a head coach. You know what I mean? But I liked him as a D coordinator. He probably wasn't going to be a good head coach. He went to Denver, and they fired him. So, but guess what? He won a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles as a defensive coordinator, but we already know what he can do. So it's like it sucks for the Bears. We don't get to have these coaches in their real role because they want to be head coaches with us and shit like that. Like Matt Nagy probably should have been an offensive coordinator and let somebody else be. He would have been Matt Nagy and Lovie Smith. If Matt Nagy was Lovie Smith's offensive coordinator, because Lovie struggled at finding those, it might have worked. I don't know. It might have worked. But Matt had some issues. Matt had a lot of issues. What he was trying to do. But I'm rambling. I was doing Dennis Allen. Look, fellas, that's all I got from today. I don't know if y'all got any little last second odds and ends pieces y'all want to discuss or not.
I just wanted to say one real quick. I missed the Dennis Allen interview or the presser that Wes was talking about. But I will say this about Dennis Allen and everything I've seen top to bottom from all of our coaches is they are not fucking around, and I love it.
I mean, I should have got some up, but I was watching some clips of Antoine Renderell running the wide receivers through like some new like wide receiver type gauntlet drills that they were saying like that you ain't never seen before, and it was so new and so innovative that even like the DJ Moore was messing up the first 2-3 times. Like, no, that's not what you're supposed to be doing on this drill. What we're supposed to be doing drill? This drill is going to help you do this in game, move them, and this is how you do it. And you can see them start to kind of figure out the drills and all this kind of stuff. And that's what I mean about like the entirety of this coaching staff. Like, I know we talk about Ben Johnson a lot and DA a lot and all this other kind of stuff. I mean, we probably don't give Declan no credit at all, but he deserves his props too because he's feeding Ben Johnson all the information into that machine. But yeah, just like I said, watching the clips of Antoine Renderell running drills with them and Eric Bieniemy and like all these position coaches, and people were watching them and saying like, I ain't never seen this drill, and I'd have been through training camps before. I've seen other teams training camps, and I ain't never seen a position coach run this kind of drill. It looks new, like kind of like giving away the secret of the sauce at the same time, knowing that these position coaches is listening to what Ben Johnson is telling them what he needs from these players, position by position by position, and these position coaches coming up with new and inventive ways to, train them up so when they are out there, they can be more effective at, crisp and these kind of things. So.
And I saw that. I definitely saw that on Twitter. I like I said, I was busy today. Didn't really get a chance to look at it, but I kind of looked at it, but couldn't analyze it. I did see that, and people was talking about that, but that just goes to one of the things. And actually, I had it in my notes about Ben Johnson's presser. He's talked about how much he's gonna lean on these coaches. Randall L. and they're young, they're newer coaches, not younger, but newer coaches. But he talked about like they asked him, how you gonna learn game management? You ain't ever did have to do it before. Dan Campbell handled all. Look, man, I'm gonna have to lean on these dudes. I got people in the building that's gonna help me, and we gonna do this together, and it's gonna be all of us. And this coaching staff, he said it was intentional putting it together this way. You mentioned Declan, and I want to hear more about Declan. When I want to see Declan at the podium. They probably gonna do Declan. I want to guess tomorrow we might hear from Declan, but I want to hear more from Declan because that offensive coordinator that's not calling plays, I feel like is very important when it comes to details and getting the players on the right page. I think that's very important. So he's definitely gonna lean on his coaching staff for sure.
And seriously, and series by series, because like I said, Ben Johnson gonna be focused on the whole game when Declan go down. Like, hey, look, such and such ain't crisps and ain't in it. And then Randall Wells like, hey, look, Rome ain't. He said he good to go on that leg, but I'm telling you, he ain't doing it right. We gotta put him in for a couple series right now,
right?
Because until he come back in, or we got to send him back to the locker room. He needs some treatment right now. Instead of just thinking in your mind like, hey, I gotta have my number one out there, and that is the dude with the number 2 jersey on, and I gotta have this, and just what I mean. Like I said, I use this terminology. I mean, this analogy a couple times already, but it's like that Madden. Not subbing out people when that circle red under that mean that person tired. I don't care if he got a star or X factor under him. If he tired, he ain't gonna play appropriately on your team. Why you trying to play? And you wondering why them plays you kept calling the last 3 quarters ain't working no more. Well, the guy you keep running it through need a break. Call a sub. Bring somebody else in. That's why we got the depth. That's why you got the short list. You got, and that's what, like I said, that's what the other coaches is there for. To help Ben Johnson, because when he's focused on what's going on the other side of the field and what they doing, hey, they got to come back, tap them. Hey, look, this. Hey, just so you know, we still got 3 times out. You want to use them? We 7 minutes to halftime. We can get these guys a break. I think we should just call timeout just to give them a breather. All kind of things that we saw last season that we felt like could have been better game management that didn't happen, and we felt like it cost us games because, like I said before, we was really close in like 6 games last season, and if we would have got 3 of them, we would have 8 wins. We got half of those games. We would have got 8 wins.
To your point, or if Ben Johnson, like you say, when Ben Johnson is focused, and this is really another reason I want to hear more from Declan. I want to see him I want to hear the questions. I want to hear what he's doing at practice. Ben Johnson might be pissed the fuck off. He might have just ripped into Caleb or ripped into Cole or whoever, whatever. And guess what Declan got to do? Good cop, bad cop. Good cop, bad cop. Yep. Ben Johnson is the bad cop right now. Declan, go over there and make sure they stay poised. And I mean, they should be. They're professionals, and it is what it is. That's your head coach. You gotta have thick skin. But still, Declan, go over there and make sure they know what's coming next. He hot-headed right now. Don't worry about that. Let's stay focused on what Ben got to hold. He got to go make sure because Ben is Ben can't. He ain't just offensive coordinator no more. He got to make sure he got to look and make sure that defense is doing what the fuck they supposed to be doing too. So look, Ben got a lot on his plate. First year, Declan, go talk to him. You young, you 29, whatever you is, 28, 29. Relate to them, man. Cole, you the same. You a little bit older than 1 year older than Cole, at the same old age as Cole. Relate to him.
Pick up your Capri Sun, Declan. Pick up your Capri Sun and your goldfish. Run over there and be like, "Hey, Cole, I know he just yelled at you, but did you hear what he said? Nah, I was tired. He was just yelling at me. What you did wrong is this. You see, because you're supposed to do this. Oh, that's man. I couldn't even have. I'm kind of. Let me catch him. Like that's why you got a coaching staff.
Yes. Because I can't tell you how many. Look, the head coach and players really like they assistant coaches. I'm telling you, that's the ones that connect with the players more. The head coach, you either cool or you not. But whether you cool or you not, that don't mean a difference. That don't make me no difference. I like the you interact way more with the assistant coaches. That's what it is. Now, Caleb and Ben, they got to be like this. That's
That
different, you know.
that is his.
That's exactly. JT Barrett is your QB coach, and that's all fine and dandy, whatever. But nah, you and Ben got to be like this. But for the most part, you have a bigger and at least from my experience, you have a closer relationship with the assistant coaches because the head coach is the CEO. That's Capo the Don. You know what I mean? You respect him. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you mentioned the whole assistant coach things because that's very important. I do got another thing I want to ask y'all. I got a question I want to ask y'all from what Ben Johnson had to say. He was talking about the joint practices, and this is kind of what I've been hearing, a theme that's going on. We got 2 now. We ain't ever have 2. We got 2 this year. We got the Bengals. We got the Bills. And he kind of alluded to the fact that Ben said he will weigh the joint practices heavy this offseason. He don't know what was done in the past, but this training camp, he will weigh the joint practices heavy. And in my opinion, it makes the way he made it seem like they ain't gonna play too much in the preseason. Now, it seemed like that's a theme that's going on. And it might, who knows, the future might be a joint practice type thing because you could do a little bit more than you can do. You can show a little bit more than you can show on film in a game. Everything's vanilla. You're not showing your plays in those preseason games because you want to have the element of surprise. What are y'all fellas' thoughts on going away from preseason games and just putting a lot of emphasis on these joint practices? Or you think the game is the game? It's the game. Ain't no red shirts for quarterbacks. Live bullets in the game. Or I mean, I'm just saying you can't. They not in these joint practices. You can't hit the quarterback. I don't care what team you on. You're not touching my quarterback now. We ain't going that far. You know what I mean? But in the game, we saw Justin Fields get decapitated his rookie season against the Buffalo Bills. He was talking about that the other day. He remembered that hit. He got decapitated. Thoughts on weighing more on these or having more joint practices as opposed to preseason games?
I think the joint practices is more important, less about not hitting the quarterback and more about how we was just talking about practicing with your team and him saying what he would and wouldn't do against a Dennis Allen defense. Now, I think the Bengals one, he'll probably be a little bit more conservative in a way because I know I think they're on our schedule. I think we play the Bengals this year. So maybe a little bit more, which is weird to me too, to play them, have a joint practice with them, then play them in the season. But I mean, they're the Bengals, so we can probably score 51 and they score 49 and win. It's fine. But no, I like it in the sense of kind of how he was saying, like I can do stuff in this joint practice, and I can that didn't work, and I can coordinate with the other team. Like, hey, look, I know y'all gonna do some stuff that y'all probably ain't gonna ever actually try to do, but I'm trying to test my guys.
Give me this look for my guys.
Can I get this look for the guys, or give me all right. I told them this the look we finna get, and I want you to come out with something totally different. I want to see how they react. You can kind of go back and forth, like what y'all trying to do, what you need kind of more help on, or what you trying to get your guys to do. In a way, you can kind of manipulate how it goes a little bit more. So he can probably weigh heavy on that with players that we're not so necessarily familiar with, because it's not like we play the Bengals all the time or the Bills all the time.
And to your point, I don't want to cut you off, but the players are going to go full force. They trying to stop everything in sight. It's not just because it's a joint practice. I'm still trying to lock DJ Moore down.
I'm still trying to lock him down. He ain't my team, man. I don't know his wife that much. I seen it on social media, but I don't know her that much, whatever. So these ain't my guys. I'm not in the sense of hoping for the best of them in the rest of their future and how they are, because we're teammates. These guys I probably never play with in the NFL again. So I can kind of go at them in a way, and the same thing with the coaching. So I think that's the big token with joint practices versus preseason, because with preseason, it's kind of like you said, you kind of holding your cards. to your chest as far as
Yeah.
play calling and what you're gonna
Yeah.
run. Also, you holding your breath every time somebody get hit or go down because you like,
Yeah.
I don't want them to stay down neither, because you're really so close to actually starting. You know what I mean? Even I'm not talking about like broken legs or torn ACLs, nothing like that.
Right.
But we talk about soft tissue stuff. You don't want, you know, how we don't play the ones and like basically not at all in game 2 and then game 3 that, you know, don't know me and you out there playing. So, you know, I think that's the key in it, and I think that's what he meant by like I can kind of control the situation a little bit more and see a little bit more from
Definitely
a foreign opponent rather than, you know, the guys I'm sitting down with and I know like I know like Dennis Allen, I know his off, I know his defense, I know my, you know what I mean? So I know what I can almost predict the outcome of this erroneously crazy play I want to play against, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a pick because I know what Dennis Allen played, but I just want to put him in that situation kind of thing. So that's my little extended rant on his comments.
It was good though, because I agreed. I agreed exactly with what you were saying, because I mean, yeah, those are the risks, those are the pros and cons to doing each one, and everything you said was valid. Because trust me, when preseason comes and we're gonna be here for preseason, that's gonna be our rehearsal for post game shows. The first game, they not trying to show nothing.
No.
They're just basic, like you. Hey, what you say back, Wes? Madden concepts. You gonna see Madden concepts out there, man. Daggers and sticks and like, come on, man. It's gonna be basic stuff. Ronnie B, what you thinking about? Like, I mean, just put basically weighing joint practices heavier than you know, weigh preseason games.
I would say. The preseason thing is, I've never put a lot of credence in the preseason just because it's like a big tryout. But
it's a massive tryout for sure.
Yeah, massive. That's all it is. You get the first stringers for a series or two, and then they sit. But yeah, the joint practices, I think they are big because, like you said, in the preseason, when the coaches are on opposite sides of the field, everybody's holding their hand. They don't want to expose their hand. When in these joint practices, they can collaborate, talk to each other. We're gonna try this, you try that. We're gonna line this formation up and then see what they try to do to combat it. Those types of things, and it's just good for both sides. And they get to play against somebody that's not a Chicago Bear as well. So yeah, I mean, I think that I put more into the joint practices. I like that more than the preseason, even though we won't get to see it really. But I put more into that for sure.
We won't get to see it, but those joint practices are training camp tickets that people will be at. We won't be there,
right?
But they will be there to see it. And if I could have got if I could have went for those tickets, hey Wes, the tickets that you got for me is the day that I wanted too. That's the day I didn't get.
Sweet.
So that's another. That shit is dope because I can't go during the week. I couldn't. So I never even went for any weekday training camp practices. But those joint practices, I think, are I want to say Fridays or Sunday. I don't know, but I couldn't go. I couldn't get to those. You can't. They will see them, and I think those are actually some of the most entertaining practices going to be. It like we talk the opposite team. It's like a scrimmage. You're basically scrimmaging. You know what I mean? Where you calling your shit, they calling their shit, and the players damn sure is going to go hard every play. They not letting up. This is practice. It's against another team. We finally get a chance to sit and see people other than a Bears jersey. So I get it. My opinion, I definitely love it. Look, ain't nothing like a live game, especially when we talking about the quarterbacks. Because Caleb gonna have a red shirt on, and Joe Burrow gonna have, and Josh Allen gonna have a red shirt on. Don't touch the quarterbacks. Don't hit my quarterback. Coaches gonna lose their shit if you hit their quarterback. But everybody else, have a field day. Go ahead, go crazy. When we're talking about the quarterbacks, those live reps in preseason, I believe, are invaluable. I believe they are invaluable. But again, as far as play calling and repping and repetition of the playbook that you're going to be running, it's not happening during the preseason. It's not happening. It's a massive tryout. You're going to play 2-3 series, and you're going to pull them out. It's probably not even going to be 3 series. You're going to throw a touchdown on a screen pass, which we've seen Justin throw a touchdown, DJ take to the crib, and now everybody done. Y'all think that's good enough. We're done. Like what?
Super Bowl high fives.
Yeah, that was a circumstance play. Y'all got lucky there. We didn't show us nothing, but I get it. So if I was gonna have to choose, like if I'm a joint practice guy or a preseason game guy, give me the joint practices that I can be at. If I could be at the joint practices, absolutely. But if I can't, I mean, I want to see preseason. Give me preseason. I don't care, vanilla or not. I need to see it. Them basic concepts. Read it. Then read the defense through them basic concepts. You know what I mean? Give me the preseason. So I guess I'm preseason. I guess that means I'm preseason, right? That means I'm preseason.
Yeah, I do want to throw out one last point on the difference is you can mock up. All right, we're gonna run our ones. We're gonna put 7 minutes on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
It's we up 4 or y'all up 4. We want to run, just run. We're gonna run our plays. We're gonna see what y'all do. In preseason, your ones ain't making it to the fourth quarter. And not one of those games with the game on the line, trying to get, So I think that's one of those variable kind of okay, or even something. I mean, shit. Maybe the second game, first game, maybe they make it to half. Depending on how you look out there, but like you said, with that whole Justin Fields and that one touchdown, that was it. We didn't see them no more to basically week 1 kind of scenario. I want to see that pressure. I want to see that. I remember being growing up playing, and they was like, all right, we're putting 5 minutes on the court. It's ones versus twos. If you win, you get peace. If you don't, you run laps.
Right. I'm glad you mentioned that. That's situational football. And that's another thing. And like I said, I had clips that I couldn't get them loaded up in time. Whatever. We could just talk about it because that's what we do. We talk Bears football here. That's what everybody here everybody that's watching. We all love the Chicago Bears. We all just want to talk Chicago Bears. We could talk it all day at work, at school, wherever you at. I know everybody who watch and love to talk Chicago Bears. So hit that like button for us. Subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces, the Black Bear Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Robb, co-host to the right of me, Chef West, and Ronnie B at the bottom of the screen. We go live twice a week, Wednesday nights and Sunday nights. Post-game shows throughout the season, man. We'll be here recapping every single game with stats and facts. Stats and facts. So look, show some love and subscribe to that channel. But now, Wes, I agree with exactly what you just said because not Dennis. Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson is. You said this earlier. That Ben Johnson is trying to do something that's completely different than.
What happened?
Oh no. Did he go? Did he leave?
He got cut out somehow. You were froze up for a second.
Yeah, he got kicked out. I know I was froze. I got caught on his wave almost. That's because he was talking to me. No, but I kind of think what he was gonna say. I'll go to the extra mile with it because I think what he's getting is Ben Johnson is trying to do something that Ben Johnson ain't never done before. Ben Johnson ain't trying to repeat what he did previously, in his previous position. He's trying to create something, like I said, unique, elite, and innovative. Something that nobody's seen before. Something that when you look back at it, you're gonna be like, man, that play, that call, that's like you know. So I think that's what he getting. I think he's popping back in here. What's up,
Yo,
You
yo
back?
yo? What up, Bay Area Oasis fan?
mid sentence.
Mid sentence, midi.
Look, situational football, Wes. You talk about situational football. Ben Johnson talked about situational football. He said they're gonna work a lot on situational football. Niners, yeah, they wiped us last year. They definitely walked us up and down the field. But he talked about situational football, and he said they're gonna work a lot on it. And that goes to 5 minutes on the clock. No, not 5 minutes, not 2 minutes on the clock. Your own 25-yard line. Get down the field. Get some points. They're gonna do a lot of that. You can do that in these joint practices. You can't do that in you gotta hope it just the dominoes fall that way with the preseason games. But when it comes to these joint practices, 50 seconds on the clock. Make it happen. You
35.
got your
You're
own
on 35.
35.
Get a field goal range. You got two
exactly.
timeouts.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Show where the ice at. And show where the clutchness is at. And god damn. What happened when that's crazy. That's crazy what just happened when I left.
Yeah.
When I got kicked out or whatever. But look, fellas, any last thoughts on report day? First practice. Anything that we've heard over these last couple of days pertaining to the Chicago Bears?
I mean, I'll go real quick. I don't got nothing really to say pertaining over the last couple of days, but I'm happy we in these days. I'm happy we in these days. We always dread a mark like, oh man, we gotta wait so long to football, and as soon as we look up, it's like, hey, guess what? It's back. It's in full effect now.
It's around the corner.
Everything count now. Like you said, every rep in training camp count now. Every
Yes,
preseason
sir.
game finna count now. It's gonna count to somebody, to something.
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh, it's still there. It's just tweaking, Wes. I don't know if you can see it, but no,
I can see it. I see it.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say mine still say 3. So
No.
but nah, okay. Anyway, yes, it's finally here. We wait 7 months for this shit? 7 months since what the season end for our season ended in January 5th. So we gonna go January, February, March, April, May, June, July, 7 months. 7 fucking months for this. And it's finally here. We finally get get football pads to pads. This team that lead us on year after year after year, and we keep coming back. Ain't no other way. Ain't no other way to do it. Ain't no other way to do it.
We're gluttons for punishment.
Wes, I can't wait to be at training camp this weekend, man. I appreciate you. I'm so shocked. I still don't even think it's real. You seen on my tweets.
Yeah,
every little opportunity I could try to jump in, I was trying to get tickets because I went for the first time last year and I need to see it again. This is how we got to do it. We got to piece together Bears beat reporters' reports, but I want to see it for myself.
Well, when you text me, you was like, "Go ahead, get your ticket." What I text me, I said, "These ain't mine."
Hey.
I can't get that. This
I ain't gonna be able to make it. I got you. I'm gonna send them to you. The fact that you won them tickets is why I didn't even know you was in it. Yeah. When they announced it, I'm like, okay, let me see, because they said they're gonna announce it today or whatever. So I'm like, let me see. It said Hefner. What? I'm like, this motherfucker got the tickets. Oh wow. Go hit the lotto too. Go get it. Go get a lotto ticket. Go make something shake. Make something shake.
I'm playing
make
lotto.
Make shake. Shit. But like I said, I appreciate you. You goaded for that. That shit's crazy. I'm still shocked.
I hit the lotto. I'm buying a team. You're gonna be owners.
Hey, get some real change around here.
Yeah.
Look, man. Look. Let's bring it back to the team. I know I said fuck the first day shit. Hold these players accountable, and we should do that. Because that's what this whole episode is about. That's what this whole season will be about. Accountability. Accountability. But at the same time, let's not write them off. You know what I mean? Let's not write them off because with as bad as shit can look now, they are not scheming for each other. They are not drawing up plays. They don't have a set 15 to go. He's not. I played the clip already. Ben Johnson's not going out there every day focused on beating Dennis Allen's defense. He will call some things that he know goddamn well. If this is a real game, I won't call this play.
Yes, sir.
So yes, Caleb will throw some incompletes. He will throw some interceptions. He will force some balls because maybe that's not the right play to call for that defense. That's not what this is about. They are installing. They are working on chemistry. They are working on trust. Can I trust that if I do lob this ball to you, that you will fight for it? Not just catch it, not catch it. Fight for it. You know what I mean? That's what's going on right now. So don't just be careful when y'all look at all the now, and we looking at them too. Brad Biggs, Courtney Cronin, Kevin Fishbane, Dan, we all the Bears beat reporters that's there that's got eyes on the product that we can't until open practices start. Be careful. That's what I'm sure. That's what we trying to do here at the Black Bear Podcast. We trying to create smarter fans. Don't just see something and run with it.
Mm-hmm.
Develop your own opinion. Listen to everybody. Piece it together. And what you think? Use common sense.
Yes, sir.
Or come to the Black Bear Podcast and we'll put pieces together for you.
Twice a week.
Twice a week. We'll do it for you if you ain't got the time.
Hey, we're gonna have to start called Wednesday Bible study, and then we'll see how Sundays for church.
Bible study on Wednesdays, Sundays for church. For sure. Man, this is a hell of an episode, man. It's some people in here. I hate ending it like this, but
we'll talk about it. But we'll see them every week, man. Come back, bring a friend. Everybody invited
week.
back. Bring a +1, +2. We don't care if you're a Niners fan, Giants fan, we Lions fans, Vikings fans. We come on. We still talking football.
Absolutely. We talk football with any team, any fan base. And if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Twitter, take the time to go over to YouTube and hit that like button for us and subscribe over on YouTube. Help the channel grow, man. Help us grow. Because we're gonna be here with it without it. Regardless, we're gonna be here talking our shit.
I know that's right.
I was gonna make another church. I was gonna make another church reference. Just tithe. Just take 10% of your time today. You've been here for a minute. You about 10 10% of your time to go over there and put something in the collection plate for the Black Bear Podcast. Just to subscribe, a like, a share.
Just to throw one more football thing out there, and I want each of us to do this. One player, pick one player you want to hear more from this training camp. This is extending from OTAs to what fucking day one. So I'm kind of reaching here, but just one player that you ain't really been hearing about or hearing from or whatever. That as training camp goes on, because we got some weeks at this, it's a grind. The fellas are there that you want to hear more about or you want to hear more from when you see these reports from the beat reporters and all of these journalists that's actually got eyes on a product. Who you want to see? Who you want to hear more about? One player.
I'll let y'all fellas go first because I think mine gonna still stand the test of time after y'all go. Who you got?
Go ahead, Mark.
Okay. I just think Montez Sweat is the guy I'm thinking of. I need to hear something about, is he doing his job? Is he putting in the effort and the work that we were missing last year? Because last year he didn't put out. So I would think that as his pride has to be hurt a little bit, from last year. So that's the guy for me, man. Come on, dude. You gotta put out, man. You're out there. He's got to put up better numbers, man, for sure. I just want to hear how he's doing and what he's doing to improve.
Okay. I like that one. I didn't see that one coming because it's Montez and everybody look at him as this star, but we don't look at him that here. Everybody's watching. Montez is Montez until he shows us he's the star. We don't give a fuck about the contract.
No.
Performance over politics. Performance over politics. For me, I absolutely need to hear. I don't need to hear it in praise. I need to hear something about Dayo Adangbo. I need to hear your name spoke about. Just like, did you get pancake today? Did you fall down on a speed rush or something? I'm not hearing about you. I saw Grady Jarrett at the press conference, so that's cool. I need to hear Dayo Adangbo's name said in a sentence. I just need to, or a tweet. Because a lot of these reporters be in journal, they be tweeting now. They be tweeting so goddamn fast to be the first one to put it out there. I need to hear Dayo Adangbo's name in some way, shape, or form.
I guess we all in the same state, but I'm gonna throw a name out that way. I want to hear something, or at least hear his name said, because he more likely gonna start. But I want to hear what's going on with Mr. Andrew Billings, because losing him last season impacted that defensive line more than we thought it would and should. And him coming back, him shoring that up is kind of, because I know what he can do. I know his impact on that line. You know, with Dayo, you know, it's kind of like, okay, young, kind of, we want to see what he can do. Like you said, I want to hear if he got pancake. I want to hear that he there. I want to see a clip of him. I want to see him doing some high knees or something more. I want to see him lifting some. I want to see him walk out the building and get on the golf cart and ride to the practice field. Because when he went down, I think that defensive line just started to crumble. It was like the other pillar. Like Montez was holding on one side, and he was holding on the other. And once he went, it just was like,
oh yeah, everybody fell down.
It tilt the whole bowl, spilled all the Kool-Aid. So just let me know he there. Let me know he healthy. Yeah. Let me know. You told me Braxton Jones came back and he all right, cool. Good for him. But I want to talk about that guy because I think him being healthy and being available and being out there is I know, I ain't gonna say I think, I know it's gonna make that defensive line just 10 times better. I think everybody gonna get better. I think that'll even make Dayo better and everybody else on that other side better because you go with him and Grady Jarrett up that middle and and having that influence on on Javon, maybe that'll get him. Maybe to wear down some offensive lines that when Javon do get out there, they too tired to even do nothing, and he might even start looking good.
Yeah,
you know, he get him a couple some pity sacks and some pity tackles afterwards. That's what I want to hear about. That's why, because his name is on the roster. Every time you see it goes up and they show the defense and the starters, you got Billings up there, and we ain't. All we said is that he a guaranteed starter. I just want to know that he exists. He alive. I mean, he could tweet something and say, "Hey, I'm good." Right, Chef West. So that'll be my guy.
There were some good ones. I didn't expect those two. Y'all might have expected me to say Dayo, but I didn't expect the Montez and Andrew Billings from that question. But
Dayo was my second pick on that. It's funny that we all went defensive line though.
D-line, we need to see it from them, but we need to see them boys. We need to see them boys.
Yeah, speak the truth. You know it.
Guys, I think they're gonna click before anybody else.
I hope so. Yeah,
it's so huge. I fucking hope so, man.
I fucking hope so too. Look, man, appreciate y'all tuning into the Black Bear Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Robb, with my co-host in the building, Chef West to the right of me, OG Ronnie B at the bottom of your screen. Look, we go live twice a week again. I'm gonna say it again. We go live twice a week, man. Jump in here, talk some football with us. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Again, the Black Bear Podcast, one word, no spaces. We gonna see y'all this Sunday after a good bunch of practices gonna have passed by this Sunday. A lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
I will be at training camp Saturday, thanks to my guy, Chef West. So we'll have some insight there. Man, it was a good day for me, man. It was a good day for me, a blessed day for me, fellas. A lot of crazy stuff happened to me today. And it started with them tickets. That's crazy. But look, any last words y'all want to say before we get up out of here?
I'm good. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, I'm
See
good.
y'all
Bear down,
Sunday.
Barry.
Bear down.
Bear down. We'll see y'all Sunday. Peace.